Testing, testing. I think we've got good volume. Oh, let me see. Good. I think we're good. All right. We are got some redeems. We are live playing some more Reverse 1999, one of my favorite gacha. More for the story, but boy, is at least the turn-based JRPG combat is fantastic as well. And I guess first off, I'll show off the new gacha characters. Her name is Hisabeth, and she's got snakes in her hair. I don't know if she's Medusa or not. Also, we've got Name Day. I actually like Name Day a lot. He's shown up awkwardly in a couple previous stories, and he's only a 5-star, so maybe usable depending, but he seemed cool. Like he liked to help people, even though he might lie or trick people depending on the odd situation just because of the foundation. But I like him. I like him a lot. And I got 3 of his portraits already, so I'm good on him. Let me do I did do a 10 pull earlier, and I missed Pity and got an extra Eternity, which I haven't tried out the new Eternity now that they've done, like, balance updates like Honkai Star Rail is doing. Let me do a 10 pull and just to see what I get for Hisabeth. Only one. The characters coming after this patch are much more important, though. Alright, nothing there, but it's a good way to start off the stream. Let us go to Cosmic Overture. It's kind of a space-themed story. Oh, there's Voyager. Interesting. It makes sense that they'd include her. This is Hisabeth and her friend Kipirna, or other character Kipirna. And everyone was laughing. They kept on showing Windsong.
I think I need more coffee to stay awake and be better inspired.
Where are you, Windsong? I have a lot of characters. There's Windsong in her other outfit.
Here. I could use a sponsor like you.
They kept on showing her like this, and you can just tell, look how ridiculously tall she is. And Kipirna was coming up to like right about here on her. So they were like, oh, she's like a little kid. But then they'd be like, no, not a little kid. She's just extremely tall. So maybe Windsong will show up as well.
To stay awake and be better inspired.
All right. This looks so cool, that intro. Let's look at the trailer. And why do they have a snake girl in a space story? I have no idea, but it's cool. Oh, the sound is so cool. Perfect.
Is it really beyond our reach?
We can still save this project.
They've got Hal up there. Interesting.
Space to collect data as the storm arrives.
Into space? So you mean you want me to become an astronaut?
Are you ever going to tell her the real consequences of the storm?
If this works out, then I guarantee you'll arrive home safe and sound.
Her eyes. Did you see that?
You really expect me to sign this application knowing it means you're all going to die?
Miss Elizabeth, I know this storm isn't just some regular natural disaster. It's not just no building or some candy in a store that will be taken away. It's the place I grew up and all the people I love.
If we determine the storm will inevitably swallow up the stars, then wouldn't it all be pointless?
But if something were to happen, you would be the one to survive. I need you to keep our records.
Her eyes look so cool right there. Image courtesy of NASA.
Voyager 1 will continue to explore the galaxy on and on, traveling
Or was
into
that
the
a Saturn
depths of the
V?
universe, carrying with it humanity's spirit of exploration. It is likely to persist longer than life on Earth.
In our short lives, we come up with a lot of questions about the world.
And we have to find the answers for ourselves.
We get to choose what meaning we give to our lives.
Oh, that's kind of like the opening of The Expanse.
How beautiful
She's got the crony hair.
the stars are.
Alright. I'm excited. Let's start this off. Story mode. How to find shelter. Chapter 1. Cosmic Overture, 1987. To find shelter. Breathing.
Take a
Take
deep breath and relax. This is my debut. I can't fail. Not now.
She's a tightrope
I
walker?
have to do this for Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov and everyone in the circus.
Okay, they added a
I
proper
must
Russian
make them
character.
proud. Mrs.
Left it
Kozlov told me
ambiguous,
that
I
I
guess,
must guide
with
the air
wind
through
song.
my body until it finds its balance. Left. Right. Good. Now, wave to the audience and say hello. Oh no. I can do this. I'm almost there.
Steady yourself. Find your footing on a strand-thin wire. Is it even there? Did she fall?
Я могу справиться с этим.
I can have this handled. First, I need to...
There's no absolute direction up there. Up or down depends on the reference you choose.
I think she has the right to know what the storm really is. We will still need to cross the year 1999.
Alia, come home.
Kipperina. Vitals are stable. Biometrics returning to normal.
Medical ward in the Cosmodrome. The Laplace researcher still hasn't shaken off the weirdness of her journey. The medic examines her closely, weighing her emotions as she explains the current situation.
I'd heard you'd already left. Never thought you'd be back so quickly. It's obvious you care about them. So I'm sure you know what to do when they wake up, Miss Pointer.
Pointer gives a nod, her eyes fixed, scanning the blinking screens beside the bed.
She hasn't suffered any serious trauma. All that Miss Kipperina here needs is rest. But considering her condition, I recommend she stays here a few days longer for observation.
Her condition? Pointer doesn't respond. After a long silence, she speaks.
Thank you. What's the status of the others?
Miss Hisabeth is fine. She was awake earlier. For a few minutes anyway.
Okay.
She signed a donor card. Managed to get all her other siblings to sign it too. Not sure what we'd even do with them. That gentleman and that little salamander guy did the same thing when they woke up. Anyway, it's no cause for concern. I've seen my share of lunatics just like them. The real
Lunatics,
problem is
interesting
determining
choice
treatment.
of words dealing with
There
space.
are so many details to pay attention to when dealing with these special patients. The dosage, their drug resistance. And I'm not a vet, you know? I had to seek out some professional consultation. No offense, but I'm glad you weren't part of this attempt. Otherwise, I might have had to face all of this by myself.
Pointer faces away from the bed and looks the staff member straight in the eye.
I may not have approved of their taking on this project, but I'm still on the team. If only the Foundation could devise regulations sufficient to control our staff's recklessness with their own lives.
Maybe they should consider controlling access to Pacrasma candy.
Ugh, forget that. Even I can't help exceeding the recommended dosage sometimes.
I'll be reporting to the headquarters of the rehab center next month. I'll let you know their average dosage by then. Anyway, I need to write up a visitor schedule. We have to make sure our patients get enough rest.
The second visitor proves just how necessary a proper schedule can be.
How's she doing? I just left the other ward and thought I might drop by.
The new voice is polite and warm, but still startles them.
Hello, Miss Winsong.
Her vitals have stabilized. We're monitoring her recovery, but the initial results are positive.
Alright, Winsong is showing up already.
We can't say precisely when she'll wake up, but it shouldn't take more than a week.
Good to hear. I'll be by to visit them from time to time, following the schedule, of course. Let me know if it's too much trouble.
You're welcome to drop by here anytime. The isolation room is soundproof, but do keep it down when you visit the other wards.
Of course. I'm just worried about them, you know. Besides, Vila and August have drowned me in letters asking about the project. More importantly, there's a bond between a teacher and her student.
I understand. I'll check in on the others. If you need any help, press that button to call me. By the way, Miss Pointer, Godspeed to you and your team. A bunch of lunatics working together to reach space. Pretty damn cool, I'd say.
It's an unexpected and unorthodox compliment. The surprise is written all over Pointer's face.
Ditto.
Are you being serious? Do you think it's possible we could succeed?
Listen to yourself. We. Weren't you quitting the team?
After a short silence, they decide not to answer either question. Winsong takes the first step, and Pointer follows her into the hallway, pulling the door shut behind them.
Your comment on Hisabeth's project. You said it was unrealistic. I don't think you really meant that, but even if you do, why not stay and give them a hand? Their latest ideas for the teleportation disc sound solid to me. This one failure shouldn't be enough to walk away. You've worked with Hisabeth long enough. I'm sure you'd already know if she's pursuing a fool's errand.
Pointer chooses silence again, but this time Winsong presses her concern.
So, what do you really think?
My thoughts are unimportant. All attempts to talk them out of it have failed. And what's worse, the more forcefully I attempt to dissuade them, the more determined they become.
Alright, so lay it on me. Why are they doomed to fail?
I see no reason to expend any energy explaining it.
Winsong gestures at the word behind her.
Whatever. I'll just have to make my own judgments on the matter.
Hisabeth is an excellent researcher. Sharp and decisive. On those merits alone, she's earned my trust. My analysis points to a dangerous level of uncertainty in this project. The price of failure, even optimistically, could be much worse than a few days in recovery. There could be more permanent injuries. They could even...
Her shoulders shrink in, but her voice remains calm.
My nature compels me to do whatever I can to reduce the danger to our staff. And I want to keep my friends alive. What does it matter if we make it into space and discover whether the storm affects the whole universe? Say that we determine this phenomenon only affects Earth. Then what? we can't leave. We don't have the technology to fly off somewhere else. And if instead we determine the storm is indeed universal, and that it will inevitably swallow up the stars, well, then wouldn't it all be pointless? Either way, my calculations are clear. The answer is not worth our lives.
That's how you feel. I get it. So why not tell them?
I've been attempting to find the right time to say it.
She has the answer she came for.
Maybe so. Speaking of things to say, I've got some news, and I thought it was better you hear it from me. Laplace has decided to evacuate the spaceport. All staff on site are to be relocated before the end of the month.
Evacuate? Where to? There is critical equipment here that can't be moved in that time frame. Besides, this spaceport was part of our active partnership with the local government.
She lifts her head, and Winsong doesn't shy away from her gaze.
Ah, we're moving to our real branch in Plessetsk, aren't we? The one on the edge of the Arctic Circle that's proven immune to the storm.
Oh, really?
This is our storm emergency plan.
You've got it. All Laplace employees are to spend a week in the care center after reporting to Plesetsk. The local staff will be put on paid vacation, as is usual.
They both know exactly when this paid vacation will come to an end.
Hisabeth was also waiting for the right time. And I guess this is it. Sign this for her, will you? Don't worry, it's not a donor card.
A sheet of paper is held out to her.
So that my teammates can stay here and die in the storm.
I'm not asking. I'm only delivering it to you, but they know what they're doing here. That's why I want to help.
What type of signing is that?
I
A
need
paw
some time.
print?
My analysis won't be objective right now.
Sure. Just don't keep your teammates waiting. Our time is short.
She places the paper neatly into her pocket, then returns to the glass to watch over the sleeping girl on the hospital bed. A few months ago, neither of them could have imagined it would come to this. To be continued.
Not long ago, Voyager 2 successfully reached Uranus, marking the first ever exploration of this planet in human history. It conducted an examination of Uranus's ring system as planned. After a temporary orbital adjustment caused by its earlier visit to Titan, Voyager 1 continues its journey towards the edge of the solar system. Their future...
Staticky but steady voice of the news cuts out.
We already know where they're going and what they're gonna do. Why are you wasting time on old news? As I recall, we've even got a photo from Voyager 1 taken in 1990. It's stored somewhere in the Laplace archives.
That's correct. They even have the development reports from Seaton, and the work done on meteor burst communication tech. But none of the archives mention the whereabouts of the golden records, do they? So there's a chance we'll hear some new clue this time around, like... According to the sudden decrease in Voyager 1's mass, it's been speculated that the golden records were intercepted by an unknown entity.
Intercepted? You make it sound like it was stolen by aliens or space pirates.
Oh, she's got actual teeth. She is a full-on snake
I doubt they would have
girl.
any interest in some ordinary records. Now why don't you get to the point? What's so urgent that you had to switch off the radio?
Oh, I'm making a video. I didn't want the sound drowning out the recording. Should be quiet enough now.
She's got eyes and teeth. She definitely has the look.
Hisabeth, Laplace researcher. So why was I mad enough to join this project? Call it a matter of personal interest.
Really?
Let me introduce myself in a little more detail, in case you're shocked when you get your first look at me.
Oh, yeah.
Are we there yet? Rats. This is no way to travel. Let me just slither, please. We don't have a choice. We're stuck with this most unfortunate mode of transportation.
Introducing 2 of the 9 siblings of the Dubois family, always loudly at odds and proud of it. Thanks to the cold weather, the others still brewmating, so they haven't yet tested my patience.
Footsteps grow nearer, prompting them to look around for their source.
Welcome. Let me walk you to your office. Your ID card, please.
Yes.
Oh, my apologies.
My patience just run out.
The snake twists its body away with agility, but not fast enough.
Thank you for
It
showing
is
me the
forced to
way.
clamp its mouth shut.
Why don't we speed up a bit? This place feels as cold as a goddamn morgue. I can barely talk without shivering. When we get to the office, I'll warn them not to scare our colleagues for the 4th time.
Oh, she's also cold-blooded.
Of course. We'll ensure the heat is kept on 24/7 inside your office. Laplace never neglects the little details.
In truth, as a reptile enthusiast, she's just trying to hide the rudeness of her surprise.
Here we are. Go ahead and knock on the door. Miss Pointer should be expecting you. By the way, since you mentioned the cold weather, do you need a thermostat for your lovely pets? We try our best to meet all of our researchers' needs.
You're
we're
gonna be
all
annoyed
good.
at calling
My
them
coat
pets.
works as a kind of thermoregulated insulator. It should be fine.
Understood. And please note that the spaceport here is just a part of our local research collaboration. Laplace's official branch in Plissette is actually further north, right on the edge of the Arctic Circle.
Oh. North.
It has a strict security policy, so you'll need to file an application before visiting. There's no guarantee it will be approved either. Welcome to the Plissette Cosmodrome.
Just a few steps out, the receptionist turns back, drawn by a faint sound. Little golden-scaled snake flicks its tongue at her, and what is that, a wink?
Goodbye, little Hissy.
Is he? The researcher disappears down the hall, and cheerful voices ring out again.
You know what, too? I think the staff here are more accommodating than most types we meet.
Or are you just being more of a jerk than usual? Now stay out of trouble and don't call me by my number again. Just so you know, I'm perfectly willing to tie you up by the tails if I start hearing about any missing lab rats.
The door swings open, preventing the escalation of their family feud.
Huh?
I knew I heard someone talking behind the door. Glad my ears don't need tuning. Please, come in. Are you the new researcher on this project?
You've got it. So, I take it you're one of my new colleagues?
The new colleague's attitude seems cold to the touch. But once she steps inside and takes in the whole setup, she realizes the details like that won't matter too much.
2 devices, 2 chairs, and 2 standard issue desks. Is it just the 2 of us?
I expected you to be more rigorous as a fellow Laplace researcher. According to official records, we have a 3rd researcher on the team. An attaché from the local government. In theory, anyway. No one has ever seen or heard of them. It's just a name on the notice board. However, if you insist on ignoring our esteemed co-worker, who I mention out of deep respect for our local partners, then correct. It's just the 2 of us. So, what do you think of our setup? It's not so bad. At least we're in full control of our budget. Although I recommend setting those budget expectations low.
Cool. Everything's more or less as I expected. An undervalued project in extraordinary times. What kind of bizarre mind hatched up the idea of teleporting supplies directly into space?
Do you believe our goals are unrealistic?
Not at all. Only eclectic, let's say. And I've always been a fan of eclectic theories. They're often a stepping stone to true discovery.
She looks
I'm
really
certain that
cool.
the combination of arcanum and science will one day make up the core
Right hand
of our
looked a little bit
civilization.
weird though when she
We're
brought
not
it
there
out.
yet, but
Like the distance between the finger and the root on the thumb. Little
It's
weird.
only a matter of time. Perhaps this project will be the next leap forward. So far, the teleport disk we've developed is functional but unstable. It's a one-way ticket capable of travel only within a short distance. But if we can improve its range and stability, I calculate its value to society to be potentially earth-shaking.
looks like we'll make for quite a team.
Aw. She picks up the stack of files from the desk, clearing a small spot to lean against.
But before that, we'll have to make sure our project isn't shut down before it can begin. Which means we need to cook up something worthwhile to put in our report.
To that end, I know you're an expert in aerospace materials. Are there any specific specimens you need? I'll do what I can to source them for you. Oh, but be quick. Our resource applications must be submitted today. The evaluation process and all other little details mean it will take some time to arrive.
Let me see. No, I don't have any particular needs for now. How do you feel about fish?
Even Pointer's keen analytical mind struggles to keep up with the rapid topic change. She pauses a full 3 seconds before answering.
They're fine. As are those pets you've got dangling in your hair.
Cool. Looks like I've come to exactly the right place. No nosy layabouts around to moan about my hobbies. Speaking of those pets, they're not really pets. I remember mentioning them in my profile. You didn't read it, Whatever, so long as they can hold their own. Then you threw the file into the trash, am I right?
It wasn't quite so dramatic, but yes. I briefly scanned it for your field of expertise and experience. Nothing else mattered to me.
Still, you should get to know your new colleagues. I'm a Melusine. We have snakes per hair. So they're not pets, they're my siblings. Technically, you've got yourself a grand total of 9 new co-workers. Surprise!
That is certainly new information. It's unfortunate that Laplace doesn't pay out their sharpodontes by head.
Maybe I can convince them to go in for every 2 heads?
I wouldn't predict your chances to be high, but a larger food allowance seems appropriate, given your additional mouths to feed.
Mind requesting me a corner office? I need a lot of space for my fish tank. Pets and plants help me cool off.
Whatever you want. Let's just finish the report as soon as possible. Then, we can apply for additional office space. 1 room for each of us. Deal?
Deal.
Deal. Agreement reached. Pointer lifts her right hand. A snake stretches forward to gently tap her palm with its head.
Nice working with you.
Ah! She's making friends. Here's the radio. Next to this empty radio dock is a log that's been diligently updated with each use. Public radio. 5 minutes per person per day. Listen to whatever you want, but leave an update in the log. 12:05. Restored the frequency to normal and listen to Swan Lake. 18:05. Listen to a foreign station. Adjusted the frequency to avoid interference. 3:05, attempt 39, still no reply from the cosmic friend. Answer me, answer me. 12:05, restored the frequency to normal and listened to Swan Lake. The meaning of meaning. May 1987,
Everything from there
Latex
on went smoothly and
Cosmodrome.
according to schedule. It was a genuine pleasure working with Pointer. Well, Those first days, at least.
Ah.
Elizabeth, did you go to that ley lines lecture yesterday? I couldn't make it. I've been reviewing this data for the last 10 hours. The model is a mess. Something's off. I can't isolate the issue. It could be the system compiler, or the incantation. Or maybe we missed some characters when we transcoded it.
Oh, the lecture? Yeah, Winsong mentioned it when we met her at the canteen a few days ago. Hold on.
The chair swivels halfway, and Hisabeth stands, stretching before setting her bread aside. A snake holding a data card slithers up to Pointer's feet.
This is Elen. She woke up just a while ago. Elen, meet Pointer. We couldn't all attend the lecture, but I asked someone to take Elen there to observe. Here are the notes.
I still haven't stopped being amazed by your siblings' telepathic connection. I wonder if there is an arcane skill that might approximate the same effect. Imagine how much faster we'd be able to share information with it.
It's got its advantages. If you're willing to accept 8 different voices oscillating between a party and a brawl every day in your mind.
Hisabeth shrugs and scoops up the little snake. It shoots up her sleeve, vanishing into her blue hair to rejoin her sibling.
Hope you don't mind. She's been a bit shy ever since we were little.
That won't be a problem. I'll get it back to you in a few days. I just want to check if the study of ley lines can help with our aeroshell's force analysis.
Is that all? You could have left a message. No need to go out of your way.
Well, and I needed someone to unload a bit on. It's been months since I submitted our resupply application, and there doesn't appear to be any progress. This slow starvation for all of us is a waste of effort. They should just cut the cord and scrap all these projects they feel show no value in the short term.
Look at the silver lining. We're sure to get our new offices.
Office space. The one thing we have in abundance here.
She waves her hands around in irritation before slipping back into her usual tone.
Anyway, how are things on your side? I'm free for the moment.
I'm progressing just fine. Take a look.
She steps closer to the desk. Isabeth shifts some
Excellent.
space and lays
Feel
out.
free to let me know if you require any help. You know, for all the time we've worked together, there are still many questions left unanswered between us. I'm curious. Why did you choose this project?
The tenor of their conversation has changed since their first meeting. This isn't a test, it's a genuine concern. Time has built enough trust between them to ask.
There are many other teams pursuing the combination of arcanum and science. I think one of them is presently working on cleaning incantations and plant-related rituals. Why choose Plesetsk? Is it that you feel your expertise in material science will be of most benefit here? Or do you have a particular interest in the aerospace industry? Don't mistake my intentions. I'm happy you chose to join our little team. You've performed exceptionally well so far.
If I had to put a finger on it, I'd say it was curiosity. I really want to know where those golden records will end up.
She rolls up the blueprint before settling into a relaxed posture.
Remember what I told you about my parents? They were studying information technology at Laplace before the first storm struck.
Isabeth's mind has always jumped around, but now Poitier can keep up. Pointer can keep up. She knows to wait for the point to come back around.
I can't wrap my head around that stuff. My whole life has been a constant stream of information. You wouldn't believe how distracting it is to have 8 voices in your brain, bothering you night and day. Still, all 9 of us enjoyed reading. Whenever we found a particularly compelling article, we'd divide it up and each focus on a different part.
What?
We'd always have a huge brainstorm after we finished. It was a lot of fun, actually. I miss those times. Still remember the day that meteor fell to Earth.
Wait, what? Our latest reports are that Voyager has officially traveled the furthest through our solar system of any man-made spacecraft. surpassing Pioneer 10 by a distance of approximately 69.419 astronomical units.
I don't remember where I was or what I was doing, but I remember the broadcast was talking about Voyager 1, and that all 9 of us were staring at the twinkling dot on the screen.
If the moon is almost 400,000 kilometers away from us, how much further away was this little rock from Earth when it started on its journey? Unbelievable.
We never knew the stars above our heads could actually fall into our world. What was happening up there? For all our brainstorms, we never reached a solid conclusion. Where will Voyager 1 go? Who, if anyone, will find its golden records? When will the stars stop shining? Are there researchers out there just like us, living on another planet, looking for the same? One little meteor brought us so many questions, and we could never leave a stone unturned.
I see. That's why you joined this project, despite its lack of immediate contributions to society.
Nonsense. Our work is critical to the future of aerospace engineering. We've got plenty of contributions to offer.
This time, she's the one holding up a hand, waiting for a high five.
Was that an attempt to cheer me up? There's no need. I'm not easily discouraged.
Palm to palm, their hands meet just for a moment.
You've warmed up a bit.
Yeah, thanks to the 24/7 heating, and because I keep all of us well fed. Speaking of, I'm headed to town to find a restaurant. Care to join me? There's some decent food in Placids now, thanks to the new policies. Do you want anything in particular?
Your call.
Back then, we never thought to ask why our supply application had been put on ice for so long. They're terminating the project?
The noise startles the snakes. One by one, they poke their heads out to join the shock. Too bad the moment's already passed. Pointer doesn't even have time to snap a picture.
I understand, ma'am, but you should know that our top priority after each storm is to restore the Foundation and the LSCC to full function as soon as possible. With our current shortages of resources and manpower, that means cutting all non-essential projects.
Non-essential? Then what is it that counts as essential? Who decided on our priority?
Before the snakes can hiss again in protest, Pointer reaches out and grabs Hisabeth.
Calm down, Hisabeth. I understand that Mr. Ludwig did his best to keep as many projects running in Placids as he could. We couldn't have stayed here this long if it weren't for him. But he's only a branch leader. He doesn't get to make the top-level decisions.
They act as if all of their essential and valuable consumer technology just popped up out of nowhere. You think that aerospace engineering has less to contribute than their other projects? Mad! They wouldn't even have vegetable packets in their instant noodles without us.
I'm sorry, but our decision is final. Please allow me to finish. As you can imagine, I have several other meetings lined up after this.
Sure. Please continue.
Madame Lucy has expressed that she is not in favor of this decision. To that end, she asked me to deliver a lifeline for your work here. As you know, our knowledge about the storm remains extremely limited. Madame Lucy believes we could better manage our circumstances if we could observe it in greater detail, particularly its extent. She's seeking volunteers from Placids for a project, one that aims to send a monitor into space in order to collect data as the storm arrives.
Two completely different reactions.
What about the other projects? Where will the researchers be assigned if their projects have all been terminated?
Pointer shoots her another look, trying to signal her, but Hisabeth either doesn't notice or doesn't care.
Most will be reassigned to other teams. I'm afraid there isn't much manpower to spare on our work here. That's the deal. If you want to stay on this project, then this mission must become your full focus. On the bright side,
Raid!
full access
Hey
to all the
Gallop Crush,
resources left in
we're
Placids.
playing Reverse 1999. I'm Walter Snackle Fox, a Foxboy VTuber from the Snackleverse, and I play a lot of gacha, indie, retro games, and eventually some card games and programming stuff. How are you all doing? Are you playing Reverse 1990s as well? Hello, Timekeeper. Yes, yes, of course. You know the secret words. Welcome on in. So how did the stream go? Were you pulling? Were you having fun with the story? He makes a quick glance down the hallway to check no one else is around, then steps closer and lowers his voice.
I believe you two to be the most talented researchers in Plesetsk, and I know you want to achieve something with your work here. Still, I think I should caution you.
Okay,
against
you finished the
accepting this
story.
task. Sure.
I
if you pull this
usually
off,
make
you'd
it
become a legend
halfway
throughout our
through
organization.
a
There's only so
standard
much value in fame and admiration.
Reverse 99 story. Yeah, that's why I usually don't go 7 hours. I usually go about 3.5 and split it into 2. So we'll see how I do. I'm not really pulling for Hisabeth. I pulled enough, and I got an Eternity duplicate. But my eyes are on Nautica, who I think comes next patch. So, and meanwhile, Hisabeth seems cool, but not absolutely necessary. I'm also not quite sure what her teams are and stuff, so I guess that doesn't help. I also don't know what Caperna does. Maybe I'll get her instead. But yeah, Nautica looks really, really cool, so I'm waiting on her. And I do absolutely love Hisabeth so far in the story. Her eyes, her teeth, her look, all look so cool.
And what would happen if we were to fail?
I'm afraid your best hope would be instant death, and it may be much worse than that. No one knows for certain what the storm can do after all.
A free copy of Livia. Who's Livia? Maybe you just typed it in wrong or something. Do you mean Lilia? Or Lily?
I'm not sure this is worth your lives.
Pre-law flipper? Raid. Hey, welcome in. Did you come in with Gallop Crush? Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in. Lilia, yeah, that's it. I've definitely, she was like my first 6-star. She was my first DPS. Haven't used her in a while, but she's definitely always welcome in the story. Yeah, welcome in. I'm guessing you play Reverse as well, Pre-Law?
Alright, that's all. I just need you to confirm that you've been informed. We'll have 24 hours to respond to our request.
Also, Gallop, do you do regular Reverse 1999 content? Oh, nice. Did you go hard on that, or was that like, were those misses? After receiving the official documents, Pointer and Hisabeth return to their office. They say nothing for a long time. The weight of the decision before them deserves silent consideration. Finishing their deliberations, Pointer clears the air. Hey there, Onyx Fury, welcome in. Comes in howling. Well, you're gonna like this patch. We had Wolf Girl a few streams ago with Woo-Wah. This time we have a Snake Girl who is gorgeous. Well, I got 3 copy. Okay.
Hisabeth, I know you're a big
and her name is Hisabeth.
But I'm sure you agree this mission is a statistical death sentence.
So the story overall, Onyx Fury, is that in Reverse 1999, they're worried about the natural disaster Time Storm coming up, and a bunch of the staff at this research center in like Russia, the Cosmodrome, are being taken off to a safe space a place that's shielded from the storm. These two researchers are considering launching into space. Vanilla latte boba? Alright, I'm in on that. Send some here, alright? Snacks for the win. And they're trying to do research on the storm by launching into space. But this is all kind of like before the modern space era. They're all kind of like back in the 80s, I think. So they'll be launching into space with like an early space shuttle, I think.
If you're struggling for a way to
Or
say
maybe
no,
a rocket.
I'll come with you.
What's this? Did she not black out? Her words don't seem to have any purchase on her fellow researcher. Isabeth looks up at her with a puzzled expression. I guess. Because they keep on... Well, that's part of the mystery. So the mystery is that they received back stuff from space, and it seemed fine in an earlier patch. So now they all theorize that space might be safe, but they're not sure. And I don't know how well that information was communicated around the rest of Pavlov Foundation or Laplace. So what's up, Onyx? I'm always interested in hearing what's going on in people's lives, what you've been doing, what's the news? Her words don't seem to have any purchase on her fellow researcher. Isabeth looks at her with a puzzled expression.
Sorry, what? Never mind.
All
I've
right,
got good news.
that's a picture of Lily you found, and oh, Blondie, and Regulus. Okay, another Regulus fan. Regulus is always a welcome addition to the story because she is an absolute chaos monger trying to play radio in places that it shouldn't even be played. Oh, this is Onyx. This is Isabeth right here. Look at her. She's got these gorgeous eyes. She's got snakes in her hair. She's a Melusine, which means that, like, the snakes pop out of her, I think. Like, she's a special creature. I'm not pulling for her, but I'm kind of jealous. Really, really cool design.
I just talked to Winsong. She's got a solution to one of our major issues.
Isabeth waves a hand as she answers, continuing her work.
Wait. Don't tell me you want to volunteer.
Oh, I need to look something up. I don't know what Radio Caroline is. I know about the pirate radio. And maybe that was one of those original radio stations.
Why shouldn't we? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
But have you even considered the risk we'd be taking? Like the liaison said.
Meanwhile, if you like the emo girls, Pointer does a decent job.
We'll have all the equipment we need, with a project that's progressing smoothly, working towards an achievable goal for the common good.
Oh, she looks so emotional, so cute.
It is almost like the universe
Alright,
is within
maybe I
our
have to
grasp.
pull for her too,
All
I'm
we
not
must do
sure.
is make our
She's so
teleport
good.
disc work.
It's not that simple. We'd still need an astronaut.
Okay, I remember that
launching
conversation came
Who
up
could
the
we
last
find that
time.
would be capable
You
of
were worried about the
acclimatizing to a
price. I hope you
zero-gravity
found a good deal on them.
under high heat and pressure in such a short time.
Radio Caroline was a pirate radio station that never became illegal as such due to operating outside any national jurisdiction. Although after the Marine Broadcasting Offences Act, it became illegal for a British subject to associate with it. Okay. So that was like one of the original pirate radio stations. Onyx Fury, by the way, is one of my regulars from the Gallop Crush stream. Your sister and dad bought them. Well, that was really nice of them. I hope you feel supported by that. And you'll have to give me a report on what you think. I guess, have you read through all the books yet? I know that there were 2 additional books that weren't part of the original series that were coming in this. It's not that simple. We'd still need an astronaut capable of launching the monitor. Who could we find that would be capable of acclimatizing to a zero-gravity environment under high heat and pressure in such a short time?
That's the good news. Winsong already found us an ideal candidate, an acrobat.
Hisabeth finishes her task and holds out the sheet to Pointer. A follow-up work schedule.
Here, I made a list of issues we'll need to tackle. Of course, that's only assuming you'll accept Madame Lucy's mission too. I remember we talked about space exploration when I first arrived in Plassets. You said you wanted to know what's going on.
Okay. I'm excited for you, Onyx. Definitely, I'm always looking forward to stuff like that when it comes in, and I'm gonna get right in on it. Encore and Wuthering Waves. Because is she the Chaos Monger? I know that she had like the weird dream situation going on, and she was kind of like warping everything to her dream, was it? I was not following that story very well in Wuthering Waves, and I didn't go through it on stream. I only started streaming Wuthering Waves with, let me see, Shikona? Oh, okay. I don't follow the VAs as well as other people do, but the VA for Regulus is Encore. That's interesting.
So tell me, what price are you willing to pay for that answer?
I absolutely love the sound design for this patch. It all feels actually very spacey. Sinetto, who is Sinetto?
Remember what Mr. Kozlov said. You must never be afraid of falling. I just have to imagine myself floating in space. That's right. I will not fall from the fire again.
Since you're interested in Wuthering Waves, by the way, my Wuthering Waves teams are, No, I know that. I know Sinetto in Reverse 1999. She's everywhere. I meant, which voice does Sinetto have in Wuthering Waves? My teams in Wuthering Waves are mostly Cardithi and Shikona, Zani and Phoebe, and Camellia with, the ice normal attack buffer. And then, they all have basic healers except for Zani, who gets my, Verena. The Circus Barkers' introduction booms above the blinding lights, followed by a wave of cheers and applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our fabulous wild dancer, the youngest acrobat of the Utrinia Circus,
Kiperina! Oh, that's a big roll, alright. Are you getting Furlova when she comes out next patch or whatever? I'm not planning on it because I have Camellia, and I figure, hey, I desperately need more teams. I shouldn't be doubling up yet. I'll go for, like, I'll save up for, like, Augusta, and then maybe, like, Galbrina, or the fishing guy, or Chisa. First one is from the 10th Hunger Games. Second prequel is Hamish Abernathy's Hunger Games, which was the 50th Hunger Games. Then comes Katniss's 3 books. So, are the first 2, like, prequels? The other 2 are, like, prequels? You have many 6 stars in reverse. Oh, yeah, here. While everyone's in here, I'll show you my collection. Because I've been playing this game since the beginning. I have all of the limiteds, like the true limited. So here's Andronala. Okay, the first 2 are prequels. Milani is one of my favorites. Another true limited, Liang Yue. Lucy. Okay, you started with it too. Patutu, Vila, Junangzi, 37. So, a bunch of these have outfits too. Tooth Fairy, like, one of my other favorites, along with Melania. 6. Pickles is the one I just got. I already had, like, 2 portraits of Pickles, or 1 portrait of Pickles. I used another portrait to get, with the free 6 star they gave us this patch to get another Pickles. Yeah, I mean, that's how time travel works in this game, Onyx. Jessica and her outfit,
Glad to meet again.
she's so cool.
When you were gone, I collected everything.
Well, what people are saying is that Tooth Fairy used to be the goat for healing, but it has been, she came out right at the beginning. People are saying now that she really needs a Euphoria, like some of those early characters are getting. So we'll see. Eternity, and I just got a duplicate of her. Sothby came out similarly with Jessica. Recolette I just got on the last patch. And of course, if I'm like a Millennium man, I've got to have Recoletta. Lapera. Semmelweis, they gave away for free, but I have a portrait as well. Gedeon, who desperately needs some help. Ezra, New Babel, Centurion from the Standard Banner, Lilia, like we were talking about otherwise or before, with a skin. Druvis, Flutter Page. Lilia is strong enough for you. Willow and Tuesday. Oh man, Tuesday is so nuts. I love her, even though she's crazy. To be honest, I love a lot of the crazies in this game. Mercuria, Isolde, Kikania. I did not get Isolde on release. I got her later on as like a giveaway. Windsong, A Knight, Anan Lee. She is so much fun. I need to do more with her. Medicine Pocket with Euphoria. Calabrana. Got her later on. Haven't used her much. Spathadia. Got her later on. Apparently she is really hard to use and not that great. And then a lot of the basics. I don't know if I'm missing any 6 stars unless they were released recently. And there's Name Day. He just came out. I love this guy. Oh, and you're a door player. There he is down there. I have not built him up yet, but I think he was the one that they talked about strategies for. So yeah. I think the only early character that I'm missing is Shimane. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of matcha too. I tend to go to like, I have a couple of really, really nice tea stores near me. So I tend to go to those, or pick it up at like, specialty stores. That opening is so good. The meaning of meaning. How do you take your matcha, Onyx? Do you just make normal tea? Do you make more like a latte and mix it in with milk? Oh. Oh yeah, very welcome to. Anytime you come in, say hi, but you're very welcome to just lurk or leave and... Oh, Planet Team. I guess that makes sense with Hisabeth. We'll show off Willow. I don't get to use her that much. Honestly, I'm not that great at playing her, but it doesn't matter that much here. Oh, Gallop Crush is following. Thank you so much for the follow. I mostly just do the regular patch streams of Reverse 1999. I have enough other stuff I want to play, but there's possibilities. I have done a Series of Dusk run as well, and that was very fun, and that one got actually really active, way more than I expected. Let's take on Sothby. There you go, there you are. Yeah, I definitely do a lot of MiHoYo as well. I'll be getting to Star Rail soon enough. It was a debate which one I do first today, whether I'll do Star Rail or Reverse, and I just wanted to get to open up some of these Reverse 1999 levels so I could start using my my energy on them.
Wow. So many
Oh man, I just love the music so much. Arms pop loudly. Ouch. Matcha latte for Ad Ice. Okay. Yeah, definitely a great way to take it. You put some extra care into preparing it. So the way Willow Team works... Oh, calm down and relax. It's just a simple performance. No different from all the ones that came before. So, Tuesday right here is Premier Poison Applier. Do poison buff and drop some poison. And Willow's capability is that she can amplify poison quite a bit by transforming it into her Hagsbane.
Face away.
Are they even gonna live long enough? Alright, drop that. Hagsbane transformation. Second Hagsbane activation.
Knock, knock. Room service.
Room service. Oh man, that battle music was so good.
Just like always.
Part 4. Beautiful new things.
Kiparina, star acrobat of the Utranyaya Circus. Why did I join this project?
Speaking of which, I know Onyx knows this, but I also do reading streams.
Like I always do.
Currently, the reading project is surviving as a villainous fox girl in another world. And we'll probably finish that up next stream, I think. Maybe we have 2 more streams of that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think we've got 1 more stream of that, though. I'm just gonna be busy for a couple more weeks because gacha all piled up. To be fair, I took on more gacha when I got my new computer and I started playing Wuwa and ZZZ here as well. Not guaranteeing I'll play all of them every time. I want to see how it works out. But for the moment, I'm gonna try and play them.
The circus is a lot like outer space.
Probably other book projects I'll do would lean more towards traditional Western fantasy or sci-fi, but I do have another Asian fantasy that I want to go through as well.
It is a performance that exists within an almost weightless world of imagination. Close to reality, but at the same time, unreachable. I've come to love the life that Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov provided for us there. And I never thought it might end. Here I am, Ringmaster. How can I help you?
Oh man, you can hear the atmosphere, the space. I don't know if you can hear this on stream. I've got on headphones, but it's so real even though it's very quiet. Mr. Kozlov brushes a little ash off his seat, but when he hears Kiparina's voice, he bolts up immediately.
Oh, Alia. No need to be so formal outside of work. Anyways, how is it you're feeling today? I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Take time for a little rest. Old Kozlov can manage things from here.
So the next stuff I'd be interested in reading through Onyx Fury. The 12 Kingdoms series of novels, which are light novels that read like real novels and were turned into a great anime series, have a great translation on eugenewoodbury.com. And I've read through I think the first 7 of them on my own, but it's been a while, and they are so well written. They're isekai, but they're not modern isekai. This is isekai from a generation or 2 ago, though it was released in the 2000s. And they're all about character development, really deep world building and politics, and they are just so well written, it's wild that they're isekai. So that's on the list. And the other one would be, I was thinking, I'd always wanted to go through Earthsea. Which ones are hardcover? The ones that I'm talking about? Well, you can get old hardcover versions of the 12 Kingdoms, but it was a limited print in the US because they were like Asian, because they were Japanese books, and they were released by Tokyo Pop over here, who was like a manga publisher, not like a traditional book publisher. Oh, the ones covering in the mail. Oh, because you weren't the one who ordered them. It would be your family who ordered them. Well, if they aren't hardcover, I hope they're at least like reasonably priced. If you need to get a collector's edition, you can wait and pick them up on sale or something. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Take time for a little rest. Old Kozlov can manage things from here.
Please, it was just a thoughtless accident, and I won't let it happen again, I promise. I've fully recovered. I know you're worried about me, but just ask anyone and you'll know I'm not lying. Even Mrs. Kozlov agreed. See, I can even put on my fireworks show again.
Oh, nice. The other ones besides the 12 Kingdom novels would be the Earthsea series, I think, from Ursula K. Le Guin. I'd heard so much good things about them that they're actually quite a bit better than a lot of the other... Well, I will make out with the books again. Reminds me of an old quote. Have you ever heard of Homestar Runner? There was a side series of stories in Homestar Runner, the old, like, kind of like Flash animation style webcomic. And it was like video, but through Flash. And Homestar Runner was, or Strong Bad was making a series of parody webcomics of teen girls called Teen Girl Squad. And he just wanted to make fun of, like, teen girls and how stupid they are. But in one of the later Teen Girl Squad stories, he draws the ugly one, and he's like, wait a second, she's kind of hot. So he starts kissing the paper that he drew her on. And then Homestar Runner comes in, and he's like, are you making out with that loose leaf? And making out with the books again reminds me of dumb old internet stories, man. Oh, okay. Arcane skill. I wonder if that's gonna be useful in her actual kit when she comes up later on.
There's no doubt Arhalia has a budding talent for these ley line things.
Please don't start that again. I already told Miss Winsong that I had no plans to leave the circus.
I know. Such a loyal star you are. Oh, but there's something I should tell you.
One thing I like to make non-attractive things sound sexual. The following is one. Understandable. It's funny. And it's not entirely off base. When you read a good... when they stick a good romance into the novel, I definitely want to read it for the romance. Sometimes that's a little hard to find, but tend to find it more in anime and stuff, or manga.
We're going to hold a show up near Mirny. They say the night sky is beautiful that far north. Perhaps you might even see the aurora.
All of a sudden? But it's so far from here. Are we in trouble?
No, everything's fine. It's just
Mr. Kozlov wrings his hands. Subtlety is not his strong suit.
Actually, Alia, Miss Winsong called me. A friend of hers would like to meet you in Mirny. They work for an organization called Laplace. I made inquiries at the arcane market. They have a good reputation. Someone even told me that they were related to the St. Pavlov Foundation, that big organization that recruits all kinds of arcanists. We are old, Alia. But your life is just begun. If you were to join Laplace or the Foundation, you'd live a much better life than any you could have in our little circus.
That's nice. No shame there, Onyx. You're really enjoying not just the text, but the book itself. Hopefully you get books with good paper so you don't rub the pages to death. Something with like acid-free or whatever.
No, Alia. We just want to let you have another try. There may be some training involved, but we will not force you to stay. You can quit anytime you like.
He said that really weird. He's like, you don't have to leave. You can quit anytime you like.
Natalia and I, we hope you will have a safe and happy life. After that last time when you fell from the wire, we just can't.
Then I'll go, Mr. Kozlov. If that's what you want for me.
Sensing the compromise in the girl's words, the man sighs and pats her head with a broad fatherly hand. Yeah. A little innuendo is fun. It's a lot more fun when it's subtle, I think.
We don't want you to leave, Alia, but this is an opportunity for you to live in comfort and safety. You're just 15. We don't want you to have to learn what it feels like to scrounge for food in the freezing wild.
He leaves it there. Some memories aren't worth retelling, not to a child.
Let's just give it a try. What do you say? You will always be welcome to come back to the Utranyaya when you want. We will never turn you away from your home.
I've always known that.
She's really cute too, but she doesn't hold anything to Hisbeth right now. She smiles, but it's not enough to hide the quiet weight of her insecurity.
Miss Winsong gave you her card, remember?
I forgot where I put it. I figured they wouldn't ever find the need for a living light bulb.
Alia.
So, then have you already planned a route, Mr. Kozlov? Are we traveling overland? When do we set off? And what are we taking with us? What's the weather like in Mirny? Should I pack some warmer clothes?
What's the weather like in Mirny? He said this was... It sounds like it's right near Platetsk. It sounds like it's right on the Arctic Circle. And they're getting near their other base. Or maybe it's the other... Maybe it's the one that they'll be doing the launch from or whatever, the Cosmodrome.
It's been a while since the last time we restocked the medical kit. I'll check it later. We need to prepare for the animals' transportation.
Of course. It's all in hand already. Our Alia, always such a self-starter.
Muttering, Mr. Kozlov turns away. It sounds more like pride than complaint.
Laplace sets a very high standard for its staff. Our Alia could only have been chosen if she were very special. Just see how she pays attention to each little detail.
Yeah. The clever girl waits until Mr. Kozlov has disappeared. She rarely lies, so on the rare occasion she needs to, no one ever suspects. The card's still with her, tucked in the inside pocket of her coat. she isn't sure yet whether she really wants to chase after a faraway, wider world.
Beansong. Ley line scholar. I still don't get it. What even is the study of ley lines? Is it like arcanist engineering? Or math? I've never seen or heard of anything like it.
Well, you see, Kipperina, Windsong essentially pioneered this entire field of study on her own. So, that makes perfect sense.
If I start to study these ley lines, does that mean I'll have to leave Utranyaya forever?
Probably not. I mean, Windsong herself kind of just went out wherever she wanted to.
That I won't be with Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov in the circus anymore?
She's still waiting on an answer from her mind. Her heart's somewhere. So for now, she'll go back to her room and sleep in it.
Купол нашего цирка был украшен миссис Козловой. Она хотела, чтобы он отражал красоту звезд и невесомость космоса.
Our circus is
Какой прекрасный вид.
such a beautiful
Смогу
view.
ли я
Will I ever
когда-нибудь
be able
увидеть
to
его
see it again
снова?
if I live here?
Если уйду, мне стоит
I
встретиться с
suppose
этими
I must
людьми
meet these little
златоглазыми.
boss people.
Если
That
я
is what
это
my
сделаю,
family wants me to
как
do.
хочет моя семья,
This way, we'll all be
тогда
able
мы
to
все
live a
сможем
better
жить
life,
лучше.
right?
Верно?
She lets her eyes close, picturing tiny specks of light emerging from the velvet darkness beneath her lids.
Звезда, две звезды,
One star,
большая
two
медведица.
stars, Ursa
Это большая
Major,
медведица
the Great
и
Bear,
малая.
and the Little Bear.
Мирный. Не думаю, что мы
Uni,
когда-либо
I
были
don't
там
think we've
раньше.
ever been there before, but I
Кажется,
feel like I already
что
know
я
what the
уже
stars
знаю,
look
как
like from
выглядят
there.
звезды
How
оттуда.
strange.
Интересно.
I wonder if the
Если
stars ever
звезды
wander from the
когда-нибудь
sky.
исчезнут с
Will
неба,
they all disappear one day?
а на что похожи
What are their
их
dreams
мечты?
like? She drifts off to sleep. Soon she finds herself walking through Mirny, holding a sparkling star in her hand. Mirny is a place far in the far north where you can see the aurora. She hopes it is as beautiful as in her dream. It probably is, actually. The aurora looks pretty fantastic. Beautiful.
Over there. Keep up. What the hell is that?
That Kipperina running?
Is that a bear? But it's so fast!
How did it get in here? I've never heard of any kind of critter around here that can pass through walls like that.
I got it! Over here! Help! Quickly!
What did they find? Alright, we'll do the recommended team again, not that it matters too much.
So many things.
Oh, and the music!
seen.
Am I seeing things, or have I gone snowblind? What the hell was that? And what exactly are we chasing here? Hello? Hello? Our comms are shot. We can't reach anyone. Keep it tight, boys. Stay sharp.
This way, please. My child.
Alright. Poison amplification.
A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't
Make
you?
sure everyone gets some poison.
Get away.
They'll do their shots, and then they'll take the poison effects. Two of them are down. Drop heavy poison on
Heed
him.
my prayer. Oh, I call upon you. Heed my prayer. Be gone. In the name of darkness.
And that was more than enough damage to take care of them.
I've already said that Sotheby doesn't need a bodyguard.
The sound of her pursuers fades into the distance. She must escape the darkness around her and move toward the light. Where there is light, there is life, and other voices. Voyager 2 has successfully repaired its imaging platform and will proceed according to its originally scheduled exploration of Uranus. Voyager 1 continues its journey to the edge of the solar system and beyond. According to our projections, it is expected to pass by Proxima Centauri in around 70,000 years. A hand slips out from under the blanket, fumbling around until it finds the radio switch.
The same strange dream again. It's gotten more and more detailed since we arrived in Mirny. I need something to distract myself. Miss Vinsong and Mr. Kozlov made an appointment to meet next week. Until then, I should continue to prepare for our show. Utranyaya is making its debut in Mirny tonight. It's a new beginning.
She peeks her head out just a little, peering past the tent flap. Across from the circus tent stands a small restaurant, and the distant sounds of conversation put her at ease. The streets of Mirny echo with the steady rhythm of patrolling boots. She hasn't seen the aurora yet, but even so, the novelty of it all makes her heart race. Deep breath. I just need to cheer up and do my best.
I guess it's also my debut in Mirny. And first impressions are everything. Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov will change their minds if I can win over the audience.
She steps out of the tent, ready for her first performance in Mirny. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our fabulous wire dancer, the youngest acrobat of the Utriniya Circus, Kiperina!
Kiperina! Right here. Heading toward the light, she sees many creatures making noise. The sounds seem to rise above her head. To see more clearly, she pushes through the crowd and looks up. Cheers and shouts, applause and heartbeats, they circle the figure above like planetary rings. Points of light burst around the figure's silhouette. A few of them feel familiar. These particles were born from the nebula of her home. She looks around, smiling in the middle of the noise. Earth is such a lively and beautiful place. Yes, it's beautiful. Breathe deep. Leap onto the wire. Twist. Raise a hand and salute. The audience erupts into applause. A perfect score for her routine.
Will they let me stay if I keep giving perfect performances like this?
The doubts buried in her chest begin to stir. On the wire, Kiperina looks back, only to realize there's no one ahead of her nor her behind.
Should I move forward or back?
Instinctively, she clenches her fist and follows the cheers with her eyes. From these heights, it's hard to recognize anyone. There are no friendly faces, no family. She's alone on the wire. And that's how it's supposed to be. Just like her dream, a flickering star points the way forward.
Don't stand still too long. They all want you to move on. They all want to see how far you'll go.
She steadies herself to take another step. Move forward. Show is over. The audience gone. Mr. Kozlov packs away the stage props, his voice booming with pride.
Natalia and I were a little worried for you back there, but it seems our worrying was for nothing. The show was even better than we hoped. You did such a good job, Alia. The audience was thrilled. I knew we came to the right place. I'll ask Natalia to prepare us a proper banquet tonight. Something to reward our darling Alia and celebrate your new job at Laplace.
We still don't know about that yet, but I'll try my best.
I know you can do anything once you make up your mind to do it. And now, I must go discuss tonight's food with Natalia.
He walks off, still rambling with the props in hand. Kiperina looks around. The massive tent now holds just two small figures. One is her, and the other is the girl from before. The girl seems lost in their performance. She stares up at the stage, her eyes just as bright as the star that guided her to the other side of the rope.
Perhaps she's taking a break. Or waiting for someone.
She knows that Utranaya never turns away lingering audience members, but talking to the new people has never been her strength. Still, the show reminded her, sometimes it's worth taking that step forward, even if you don't know what comes next. She doesn't hesitate this time.
Hello?
Is this Windsong? Or somebody else? Maybe Hisbeth? Alright. Next chapter, and I've reached a good pause point for me to hit the bathroom. So, be right back. Maybe 5 minutes or so. I'll be back soon. I'm back. It looks like everything's fine. While we have a break, There's Hisbeth. I've got enough for a few pulls. So let's... Probably not gonna get anything, but... Another name day, he's gonna be almost full. How much do I need? 540. Alright, that's all that we're getting right now, but I feel like I'm pretty close. A score of time.
Мы верим, что Voyager 1 будет продолжать исследовать
I
галактику
believe
дальше
Voyager
и
1 will
дальше.
continue to explore the galaxy on and on,
Путешествие в глубины
traveling
Вселенной,
into the
несущие с
depths
собой
of the
стремление
universe, carrying with it
человечества к
humanity's
исследованиям,
spirit of
вероятно,
exploration.
продлится дольше, чем
It is
жизнь
likely to
Земли.
persist longer than life on Earth. Wow. The radio catches her new friend's attention in an odd way. She's spent the past few days fascinated with the little musical box, until another voice cuts through the
What will
bracket.
the weather be like tomorrow? Maybe we can take a longer walk if it's sunny. You haven't seen the diamond mine here in Milne, have you?
The girl shakes her head, sets the radio aside, and waits for Kiparina to speak. Kiparina nails down. Now they're eye to eye.
Is anything coming back to you? I asked some people around about you, but no one had any clue. Don't worry. Most of us in the circus were adopted by Mr. Kozlov, so he won't mind if you stay with us. He always gives a hand to those in need, and I'm going to meet an extraordinary lady tomorrow. She knows a lot. Maybe she will know who you are.
Maybe this is that bear that she met earlier? Kiparina is used to this kind of blank stare. She's seen it on the faces of children that were lost while they were at the circus. How Mrs. Kozlov had comforted them and kept them entertained until the smiles returned to their faces. She stands up, steps back, and reaches her hand toward the girl.
Hey, look at this.
A soft glow blooms at her fingertip, warming the tent with its light.
It's my arcane skill. It's not very useful, I know, but don't you think it's pretty? People say it looks like the stars.
The tiny light served its purpose. She seems far more at ease now. It can't be. There's no way she's meeting Voyager.
I could do it again if you like. Let's try something. Can you spell your name?
The girl eyes the colorful, crooked row of blocks placed in front of her. She doesn't know anything about the writing of this planet, so there's no way to share her name or where she's from. But this creature wants a name to communicate with her. She understands that much. The blocks form a messy, colorful path. A logic forms in her mind. From this planet, wow. Kiparina searches for something familiar among the colors.
Long journey. Traveler? Sounds like you just picked these words up from the radio. Did you go on a long journey to reach Mirny? How was it that Mr. Kozlov decided on our stage names? Give me a second. Long journey. We could call that a
Is it Voyager? Oh man.
That would make you, who traveled a long journey, a Voyager.
Kiparina stretches out her hand and traces the imagined path of the Voyager probe. The girl watches for a moment, then imitates the gesture.
Kiparina.
Ah, it is Voyager. She twists her finger and points to herself.
Voyager.
Now that you have a stage name, you are now an official member of the Utrinaya Circus.
Voyager spins herself towards the tent's entrance. A moment later, footsteps and a familiar friendly voice arrive all together.
Alia, where's that girl? The one who was staring at the animals before? I brought a bunny around for her. I suppose I'll be looking after her now. Because you're meeting those Laplace people tomorrow, right? You need a rest, Alia. Now, do as Mama Kozlov says. Go have a nice meal at the restaurant in town and then straight to bed early.
Mrs. Kozlov, I don't need to.
Hush, just go. I didn't cook anything for you tonight. We've already paid the restaurant.
Voyager's head twists, unsure of where to look between the door and her new friend, but in the end she chooses the fuzzy rabbit. The tent falls quiet again, leaving Kiparina alone, looking helpless.
I'm not just a little kid that you need to take care of. Fine. I'll go. And after that, I will train for another hour. Yes, that's for the best.
That's all. Thanks.
She closes the menu and slides it across the counter.
Sorry, it sometimes takes us a while to decide on an order. So, you were saying, you found a strange girl here in Mirny, and then? Hold on. That special device you're holding, did you get it from Winsong?
Yes. Before I came to Mirny, I fell from the wire during a show. And Miss Winsong happened to be there. I don't remember the details, but she said my arcane skill was able to protect me. She helped me draw out the aura from around my body and analyzed how it worked. Though I didn't understand that part at all. The name of her theory is still clear in my mind. The study of ley lines. She gave me this device before she left. She said it would make it easier to control my arcane skill. Mr. Kozlov wants me to give it a try again. So I've decided to go see her tomorrow.
Cool. She's a great researcher. The study of ley lines is still highly theoretical. But as we say at Laplace, theory often lays the foundation for practice. If you do decide to join us, I'd be happy to write a reference letter for you.
You're a Laplace researcher?
You didn't already guess? My colleagues often say I dress, you know, like a mad scientist.
I guess it's that. I never thought I would meet a scientist eating at a little restaurant like this.
Oh, please. I'm sure you're aware that scientists are living things too. We need to eat just like everyone else.
A few little snakes poke out of Hisabeth's hair, nodding along with her laughter. One tilts its head up, letting Kiparina stroke it. Its scales feel smooth and cold.
Looks like you meant it when you said you're good with animals.
I spend a lot of time with them at the circus. I even helped raise one of our bear cubs.
Kiparina hadn't been in the restaurant long before Hisbeth walked in and sat right beside her. One of the snakes takes the lead in inspecting Kiparina, who greets it kindly in return. That's all it takes for the two to find common ground.
You know, you haven't answered my question yet. Why do you choose to be an acrobat? Don't you find it scary to walk on a wire all the way up in the air? I suppose it is a really cool job, though.
Well, it is cool, I have to admit. But what I really like about being up on the wire is that when you look down, you get to see a view that no one else gets to in their daily life. When I stand on the wire, the audience below look just like stars, and it feels like I'm floating in space with them.
Oh man, they're really tying it in. I didn't expect this.
Isn't that great? In that moment, I stop worrying about my performance and forget all expectations. I can just be in the moment, shining like a star.
Oh, intriguing. You know, in a way I came all the way out here because I had the same thought. I want to work with the smartest minds in the world, whether humans or arcanists. They're also like the stars in a lot of ways, each one bound to go down in history.
Aww.
And I'm trying to find out what really exists beyond the limits of the sky.
Do all your siblings share the same feeling? They're such neat little snakes. Oh, it looks like they have fallen asleep.
We've always been on the same page when it comes to these things.
Isbeth turns her head. Kipperina notices her pupils narrowing to a
Your
slit.
arcane skill is exactly as I expected. It captures photons from the aurora and stores them as latent energy. Then when it's deployed, it appears to form a kind of prismatic plasma barrier.
What?
What?
I'll explain next time. It's complicated. It could take hours to get it into your head. Still, it is most obvious to me that you're exactly the person we want for this opportunity. What do you say? Will you give it a try?
Huh?
An opportunity to reach the stars.
You mean you're the colleague Miss Vinsong mentioned? The one who invited me to Minnie. I should have known. Was this a test? I thought you were a friend I could talk to.
A friend? Superb. That's the best compliment I've received in months. Relax, this wasn't a test at all. We just happened to share the same taste in food. But I do hope you'll consider our offer seriously, in the spirit of the good time we had together.
Are you serious though? You really mean you want me to become an astronaut?
The invitation seems too far-fetched. Even in her wildest dreams, she could never have imagined it. And that makes sense, considering normally astronauts have to essentially be like doctorates.
Exactly.
But Hisabeth's response carries a rare weight, different from her usual casual tone.
Don't rush to a decision. We can wait till tomorrow. In fact, the materials I've been expecting should arrive tomorrow as well. Maybe the delivery guy will bring you a small gift along the way.
You don't have to. Sorry, I didn't prepare any gifts.
Don't be silly. It's just a friendly gesture. I believe you come from the same region, so I'll bet you two will get along quite famously. And he has an interesting nickname too. It was, oh, right.
Name day.
Name day.
Next chapter. Darkness all around. What an unforgettable experience. Take it off your face. The Great Utrania Circus. We have the best stage on Earth. Each show is unique as a flake of snow. We bring the most spirited performances in the world. Elijah can turn any animal into the finest steed alive. Frostios' performances will make you laugh until you cry. And Kipperina, our tiny and adorable aerialist, walks on a wire so thin no one can see it. Ringmaster Kozlov has folded his entire life's reputation into this little tent. From now on until next month, this new world welcomes you. An accident occurred here once, but unfortunately, no one was hurt. An unexpected encounter. Surrounded by light, but feeling no pain. The screams and footsteps around her are crystal clear. The footsteps she hears are Kozlov and Natalia's. Their voices are more familiar than her own heartbeat. The clatter of goat hooves belongs to Elijah, still midway through his riding performance. The particularly light, quick footsteps are Frostios's, a habit left from his juggling practice. Everyone stay calm. Her arcanum has protected her very well. A strange voice. Must be an audience member stepping onto the stage. Relax, girl. Try not to think too much. Just tell me what you see right now. This is unbelievable. I see a star. A shooting star is flying right toward me. The stranger crouches beside her. The light dims just a little. I'm going to use ley lines to dissolve your arcana. Stay relaxed. Talk to me about everything. What hobbies do you have? Maybe they're not really hobbies, but I like to listen to the radio and weather reports. I also like exploring strange places. To keep from getting lost, I memorize all the unusual trees and rocks along the way. That star is still twinkling. That's not normal, right? Don't worry. Maybe everything today happened just so you could meet that star. Let's keep talking. Would you like to study ley lines with me? You have a real talent, I'm sure of it. What's worse than the journey? Chapter 6. What's worse than the journey? Ship models made of bone, delicate painted eggs, rusted parts, and dried yellowed piece of paper. Old pieces hastily thrown together somehow form an unexpected harmony. Storeroom foundation
Number
branch.
136 from near the Colima Mountains. Tells the tale of the Polar Star icebreaker. The crew suffered some kind of mass hysteria. The same thing happened later in the Kola Peninsula.
He labels the notebook, writes down its number, and stores it away.
Our destination is close to the Arctic Circle. With any luck, we should get a great view of the aurora.
Power goes out. June 1987,
Name
Far East
day.
Branch.
Investigator for St. Pavlov Foundation, currently serving for Far East Branch. Why did I join this project? Well, it is a job, and I like to do as I am told. Neva River, Lake Ladoga, Sphere River, then Lake Onega. It takes less time to travel by water. Maybe I can even buy a small gift along the way.
Yeah.
What sort of specialties does Mirny have other than diamonds? Oh, maybe I can stop by Petrozabotsk on my way back.
He examines the map, letting out a workable route.
Looks like I'll have to walk the rest of the way after landing. Oh, Plessisk, a place of boundless snow and not much else.
Haha. Fortunately, endless white fields of snow are something which has a wealth of experience.
Trying to reach the stars in order to monitor the storm from space, huh? Sounds like a good gig, even if it does mean being stationed at the northernmost frozen tip of the world.
Which is an very odd place to launch a shuttle, a spaceship, or anything. Normally you want to be along the equator.
Maybe it will go nowhere, but what would it be without a little pioneering spirit?
In legends, a meteor may signal incoming disasters or foreshadow good fortune. Like the eternal soul, it all depends on what the viewer chooses to believe. Eternal?
Leningrad находится как раз по другую
Leningrad
сторону
is just
этого
on the other
снежного
side of
поля.
this snowfield. Oh, it's little name day.
Я позволю этому
I'll let that
метеориту
meteor
указать
guide my
мне
way.
путь.
In the end, he made it to Leningrad.
The Foundation never gives me a break, which I guess makes me equal parts lucky and unlucky.
Mr. Name Day!
Yep. Hold on.
As the door opens, a bundle of energetic fluff appears, orbiting at its teacher's feet as expected.
I heard you were leaving for the north on a new mission. Is that true?
Alright. Secret here, guys. Most people ship Vila with Windsong, and there's good grounding for that. I mean, that's the way these writers work, but I like Vila with Name Day. And here they are meeting again? Oh my.
Just for an errand. The Far East Branch is short on staff right now, so I'm going all on my own. Miss Winsong should be on a field trip there. Is there anything you'd like me to give her?
Where is it? Is it north of Ryashki? Could I come visit there with Vila?
Children speak more directly, but the mention of a familiar place brings a few seconds of silence.
Well, so long as you finish all your classes and get good grades, I'm certain you'll be able to go anywhere with Miss Vila. As long as it is safe. But things could change. I can't promise anything. Except maybe a little souvenir when I get back. Now, August, do you have anything you want me to give Miss Winsong?
Yes, and Vila does too. I've written lots and lots of things. Comrade Winsong can read them when no one is there to tell me the bedtime story. And this, from my tallest and most spirited sunflower guards.
He fumbles through his coat pocket and pulls out his most prized possession.
You must not water them too much, and they should be placed somewhere under the sun.
Yeah, you're not gonna find that out there. Vila passes an envelope over, placing it next to the seeds.
To Miss Winston. She said in the last letter that she had started to teach again, and it was more difficult than she remembered. I wrote a little bit about my own experience teaching. Hope it helps. And please, talk to her if you have any ideas. You're so good with kids. Nina, Piotr, and Pasono ask about you all the time, always wondering when you'll visit again.
I didn't ask. I know how busy you are, Mr. Raccoon.
Mr. Raccoon!
Every day she's either painting something or talking to the white clothes.
With any luck, I'll be free for a while after this mission. I'll come back and do some magic for you kids. What do you say?
He crouches and hooks his finger around the leaf of the wobbling sunflower.
Deal?
A good comrade must always keep his word.
The fuzzy hat bobs up and down twice, an earnest and sincere nod. The conversation shifts back to the two adults.
Sounds like you've been doing well recently. The Foundation's textbook is an easy read, but I really hadn't expected just how effortlessly you'd be able to make your lesson plans.
Lesson plans are nothing compared to field missions. Just keep this in mind during your errand. Your safety is our first priority here.
Aww.
Of course. But the good news is I'm quite familiar with this era.
Though in this era, the city hasn't yet reverted to its old name, St. Petersburg. Talk like this always seems to circle back to that little town swallowed in snow. But now's not the time for that.
Anyway, I'll make sure Miss Winsong receives August seeds and your letter.
Thanks a lot. I don't want to make our goodbyes here too long-winded. Just take care. Especially since you're going to be all on your own.
Well, I won't exactly be all on my own.
Oh?
Hey, so, any idea how far off this place is? I think we must be pretty close. I can almost see that unmistakable Laplace metal roof. I've actually got some business lined up in near me. Those diamonds of theirs are certain to fetch a tidy profit back in the East Branch.
I should have never let you out. Can we make a deal? You stay quiet, and I'll get you safely to our destination. Then you can say whatever you've got to say to whoever made the mistake of inviting you here. You know, you really like to talk. I'm beginning to understand why no one else would take this job.
Ever heard of a merchant who doesn't like to talk? Admit it. You'd be burned to tears if I were not here.
The chatty salamander is tucked under Nameday's coat, its muttering smothered along with it.
Quiet.
Bandit? In Arctic Circle? That's new.
Nearby snowbanks serve perfectly as cover, shielding Nameday from view.
Where is he? I saw someone coming this way.
We can't let him get any further. There's some kind of military base up ahead, and it's heavily guarded. Think how far we've gone. We can't go home empty-handed. That arcane item they've got is probably worth a few sharpadontes, don't you think?
Item? Hey, I'm a living, breathing creature.
I belong in a Geico commercial.
You don't need to yell at me. Say it to them if you like.
A branch heavy with snow snaps and is broken into a stick that fits his grip comfortably.
What? Are you sure?
Anything. I just need you to draw their attention. I am not letting them anywhere near Plesitsk.
This way! I hear something! Keep up!
A dark shape juts out of the snow. The odd appearance of the strange metal vessel draws every eye. Robbery! Hands up and give me all your cash. Name Day's blade lands right in time, stopping the hand reaching for the vessel.
Sabia.
Did he turn it into a sword by naming it? You have... Alright, name day is here. Recommended. Let's look what he does. Mass buff. Ultimate damage, so he's part of the ultimate crew. Ricoletta. Name day. Melania. And Vila. Not that you'll get to do anything, just sit back there comfortably, alright? And we'll be going for a big damage ultimate team right here.
For writing poetry. You, me, and our opponent.
Check it. Careful now, gentlemen. You might be biting off more than you can chew. Phew, nice try. That little trick won't earn you a single coin in the hat, let alone a scare. Enough stalling. Hand over the talking pot. Pot, are you blind? You're out of your depth here, gentlemen. Don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, so... Launch. I'll do the precast first. Launch this for another one. And then start building up her stacks to launch her own ultimate.
Even for a great...
Well, he didn't survive that.
Time waits for no one, even for a great...
And this will take out another of them.
A truly villainous moment.
Okay, I didn't even need ultimates to take them out.
That went smooth.
Exactly.
Name Day tosses aside his stick and scoops up a handful of snow. The robbers' footsteps trail away into the distance. If they had one redeeming trait, it was knowing when to cut their losses.
What we waiting for with that knife?
Oh, well, it's more of a collectible than a weapon. But I guess you understand now why they sent me to escort you instead of hiding you in the back of some truck, huh?
I didn't see a single truck heading for places called our origin here. By the way, was that knife thingy part of our kin skill? Why don't you just make a gun instead? Times have changed, friend. Blades are out of date. You should give yourself an upgrade and start blasting.
Start blasting?
Nah, I'd probably be serving with Zeno if I was any good with guns.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that legendary pilot from Zeno, the Baron Switch? If you were really important, then you would get a guard like that. All that being a noisy little salamander gets you is a guy that can turn trash into knives.
That's nearly the most useless arcane skill I've ever heard of. I say nearly, because it's still better than mine. So, I'm not in a position to criticize.
What does your arcane skill do?
The salamander's silhouette flickers, crumbling into a puff of ash, and then in the blink of an eye reforms itself.
That's it.
It's certainly... something.
I love him. I love him. He's me. The rest of the journey is at last blessedly quiet. Their destination draws near. The outlines of buildings take shape, and someone is already waiting in the snow.
Miss Winsong.
The so-called Cosmodrome isn't nearly as grand as imagined. Surrounded by the vast expanse of white, people and buildings alike feel small.
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to Plisetsk.
It's hard to please everyone's tastes. Great. Lunch breaks at the Foundation don't come often. Use them well for a little chit-chat. Flip a chair. Have you heard? That kid seems to have disappeared. You know where he went? Who? Talkative one, obsessed with Roman myths. Are you describing yourself? Name Day. I'm talking about Name Day. You were closer to him than I was. Why ask me? The only thing I ever talked with him about was those myths. Huh? Conversations are usually limited to German folklore. He always seems to keep people at a distance. Nonsense. He hated German mythology. Stop projecting. As far as we talked, it seemed like he loved German culture. He talked about it all the time. Two Foundation staff glared at each other in the cafeteria, on the verge of fighting over a man they thought they knew, until a third man sits down between them. You're talking about Name Day? He took 2 months off. I think he's on vacation. That workaholic actually went on vacation. I thought his life was nothing but work and collecting trinkets. Where'd he go? No idea. We only worked together on one mission, but he was a decent guy. Did he ever chat with you about anything else? We talked about folk legends. Roman? German? Gothic. Folk legends for me? Gotcha. And maybe,
You arrived earlier than expected.
Maybe the
Pointer and
cryptids. I like
Elizabeth will be
cryptids.
happy to know you got here safely. Oh, FYI, Pointer was the researcher who introduced me to Laplace. You might have met her before, in Rayashki. She's occupied with a few important visitors right now. We'll talk to her later. As for Hisabeth, you can meet her in person and save me the trouble of an introduction.
She pushes open the door. Meanwhile, on the other side of the building, Pointer enters through another door.
Our appointment was set for an hour from now. You're a bit early, sir.
Pointer steps aside, motioning for the people hurrying behind her to go in first. She studies the quiet girl, not finding anything particularly unusual.
There wasn't much work to do today. And Alia always has everything prepared ahead of anything important. It's nothing to worry about.
Please take a seat. Windsong and Hisabeth will join us later. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, ma'am. Please call me Kiparina. I have something to ask you.
Kiparina is the first to speak, surprising Pointer. She adjusts her expression, adding a hint of warmth to her smile.
That's fine with me, Miss Kiparina. My name is Pointer. So, what would you like to know?
If I take the offer and complete all the required training, what will I get in return? Do you pay in rubli or something equivalent? And I'd also like to know if my family will receive my pay in case anything happens to me.
Pointer looks up and examines the girl once more. She can read the worry in Mr. Kozlov's face, but she still can't quite place the look on hers. Somewhere between courage and fear, too fine a line for Pointer to draw. Plants and machines crowd the limited space, struggling for a balance somewhere between jungle and office floor. It's warmer here than in the hallway outside. Name Day glances sideways, but Windsong has no intention of speaking.
Hello? Is anyone there? The materials you sent from the Far East branch have arrived safely. Everything you asked for on your list is there, but you should check it over as soon as possible.
He scrounges around for a clear spot on the desk and pulls a metal vessel from his pocket, revealing a little sleeping salamander roused from its slumber by a tap on the head that sends a puff of ash into the air.
Hey, wake up. You're at work.
Hisabeth emerges from behind the machinery and offers a brisk wave to Windsong.
Windsong, back from the mine already? Are you going to throw a welcome party for our new colleagues?
The mine can wait, but I can't. Those materials are top priority.
Now Hisabeth turns her attention to the young man in front of her.
Thanks. You might have heard of me. My name's Hisabeth. You've read our proposal, haven't you? It'd save me a lot of trouble if you had. I'll catch you up with Pointer as soon as she's available.
Name Day finds himself staring at the curious little snakes poking out, swearing he saw one flick its tongue. There's no time to hesitate. He decides to follow proper etiquette. Handshake, then introduction.
Name Day, Foundation Investigator for the Far East Branch. Mind if I ask you a question?
Go on, but this is an office, not an interrogation room.
She looks around with an airy glance and, spotting the extra object on the desk, gives the salamander a second gentle rap on the head.
Why did you ask me to smuggle in this runium?
What?
Don't get me wrong, I didn't report it. It's just... it's odd. You didn't ask for much, just a few pieces. It is a rare resource, I grant you, but I think you could have gotten this amount with no trouble by submitting an application. All you'd need to do is wait for a few weeks. Was it really worth the risk?
Yeah, because we don't have a few weeks to spare.
Saving every bit of time we can is vital. It is as precious as this bag of sunflower seeds from a distant land. You don't find them often in these parts. Here.
She lifts her hand and tosses Hisabeth a small cloth bag.
I've already taken my share. Why not plant some of these in the office? It won't take too much effort. If you're lucky, you'll get to see them turn their heads towards the light bulbs.
Hisabeth pulls out exactly what she was hoping for. Rare arcanum energy, tossed carelessly into the air, but caught with practiced ease.
Actually, Mr. Nameday, you're the perfect man for this job. You knew what you were smuggling, you had the perfect excuse to come here, and you were kind enough to help. It was quite the effort to track you down, you know? So, how did the trip go? Any trouble?
You bet there was. Though, I'm still not sure what those bandits were after. The runium, or a noisy arcane item.
There's a shortage of supplies everywhere nowadays. People take what they can, whether they need it or not. Even if they manage to take the cargo, it would probably just end up in another branch of the Foundation or La Paz. Anyway, you saved us a lot of time and resources.
Just bear in mind, this runium is not something that you can replace, even with Sharpadontes.
Thanks, we'll use it sparingly. Please send my gratitude to Miss Villa. And one more thing. What would you say if I asked you to stay? Don't worry, I won't play the Windsong card. It's only a personal request. We could save a lot of time with our procedural work if we had a Foundation investigator on the team. And it could be a great opportunity to earn a reputation. Imagine the prestige if the project ends up a success.
He's on break, isn't he? He swallows his words, not intending to explain his reason for being here. Hisabeth's version works just fine. Easy to understand and not too personal.
Are you making any progress?
As much as we can, but we don't have a single Sharpadonte to our name, and this runium is the sum total of all the supplies we've received recently. They told us we could use all the resources left in Placids, but that amounts to jack all. Thankfully, we still have half a rocket, fuel, and a launch button. Still, to make up for the supply shortage, we need additional manpower. Oh, but there's some good news. We don't have to worry about finding our astronaut. We already have a perfect candidate.
Shifting back to Pointer and Kiparina. We're in dire need of an astronaut.
There isn't enough time for anyone to finish the full training course. No one would be able to acclimate to a zero-gravity environment in such a short time. Not to mention the high pressure and heat. But you may be the exception, Miss Kiparina. Your arcane skill may allow us to work a miracle. So, if you take the offer, we'll provide you with a salary and try to get you a permanent position here at Laplace. Hisabeth is already working on it. She has a contact in the Foundation who can help with the procedures.
All right then. I have no more questions.
Pointer notes that, despite their thorough explanation, the girl seems no less worried.
But, just to be clear, I don't think my arcane skill is as useful as you believe. It only makes a little fireworks show.
She's being modest. You know how children are when they receive a compliment, but I tell you, she is more than willing to take your offer. Please give her an opportunity. You'll see how reliable she is. By the way, another little arcanist girl joined our circus recently. Do you think she could stay with you too?
That's not really how this works. Not everyone's arcane skill works in the same manner.
But she would keep Alia company. Please, madam. Alia is still just a child who plays with dolls.
Mr. Koslov, stop! I haven't played with dolls in ages. I'm already grown up.
Seeing emotion break through the girl's steady silence at last, Pointer feels like she's reaching the root of the issue.
We'll take a look at what she can do. Would you be able to bring her here now?
Of course. I'll be right back.
He bolts up and out of the office. In his wake, Kipperina hesitates, shifting in her seat, until at last sitting up straighter. Pointer's smile fades. There is no need for social niceties in what comes next.
All right. We're finally alone. Now how about you tell me what you are actually thinking?
These screen wipes are interesting.
Our biggest issue remains unsolved, but I'm most certain we can resolve it. The entire project is a mixed bag right now, but I'd say more good than bad. If our little sleepyhead in that pod there can provide what we need, our situation should improve dramatically.
She tips the little vessel, giving the salamander a brief experience of zero gravity.
I was dreaming of cutting a tree on the moon. You'd better have a good reason to wake me up. I'm not your lackey.
I'm not your lackey.
That's all. And I'm freaking tired after that trip.
Yeah, and about that deal, I need something from you, now. This little pod of yours, it's electrically insulated, heat-resistant, and highly durable against arcane energy. In short, the perfect aerospace material. All I need is to send off a bit of material from it. Don't worry, just think of it as dental work.
Wait, you haven't paid for that yet. A deal is a deal.
She needs a moment to think, but eventually lands on a solution. She hooks a tiny badge the size of a fingernail onto the salamander's tail.
Here's your ID card. Just to be clear, this is only for an internship. You'll need to actually work to earn yourself a permanent one. And don't do anything stupid. I vouched for you, and now both our necks are on the line.
Ooh, it does look good on me. I knew I belong with the best. The engineers at the Foundation's 8th branch are way too competitive for my liking. So, what else you need? I brought some records about gunpowder-fueled flight and a few books on Eastern alchemy. Though, I'm not sure you'll be able to read any of them.
As the little salamander chatters on, she flips over its vessel and inspects it thoroughly before pointing to the square markings on the vessel's base. The others gather close, unable to resist their curiosity.
What does this mean?
Oh, that? You know, I got this part from the Panjayuan antique market. It's not a genuine antique, but the craftsmanship is quite excellent. These characters here mean microwave safe. Funny enough, microwave ovens were not that popular when I got it. Speaking of Panjayuan, you can't find the flea market as big or as fun anywhere else. If you're ever looking for antiques and collectibles, it should be your first stop. If you want to go take a look, I might just be nice for once and take you.
Little salamander notices their eager eyes. At last, a chance to show off its salesman charm. A moment it's determined to seize.
No thanks. Just making sure it doesn't mean danger explosive. I already learned that lesson from another escapade with an arcane invention.
She returns the dagger she'd borrowed, who knows when, and slips the vial of metal powder into her desk drawer.
Alright, I've collected enough. You were so busy talking you didn't feel a thing, did you? Now back to our visitor in the checkered pattern uniform. Have you made a decision?
After a brief pause, The question Name Day asks switches the conversation to an entirely different track.
What are you going to do with the little astronaut when the project's over?
I'll submit her application to Laplace once she agrees to join us. It'd be great if you could help with her employment procedures.
I mean, when are you going to tell her the real consequences of the storm?
Same as always, as soon as she gets a permanent position with Laplace.
Name Day glances at Windsong, thinking she might chime in, offer an explanation at least, but she only nods. That's just how it is. That little astronaut, whom they've never even met, will have to learn it too. That pale dome and those cold steel buildings can't protect everyone. Soon, the rain will wash away all that's familiar to them, again and again.
All right. Then I'll stay.
You mean you really want to stay with the circus?
Kipperina doesn't have a straight answer.
I meant that I'm willing to do whatever you need. But I don't think I want to do this permanently. Since you say that you need my arcane skill for this project, I'm happy to help. Though I don't really know if I can.
I think you know why Mr. Kozlov brought you all this way. When was the last time you had a proper meal?
Well, we usually have stews. And sometimes Mr. Kozlov will find us some canned food if we're lucky.
Her rebuttal is soft and utterly unconvincing.
And you still want to spend the rest of your life in that circus?
A knock breaks the silence. Kipperina uses the moment to lift her head. By the time she sits back down again, the light that had flickered in her eyes is gone.
This is her, the girl I talked about. She doesn't speak much, but I feel that she has a good character.
The girl casts a sweeping look across the room, pausing briefly on Pointer.
Don't be shy. You can sit next to Alia. What were you talking about? I hope our Alia didn't cause any trouble, madam.
He steps into the room, noticing immediately that Kipperina is focused on the parcel in his hands. It's filled with things he and Natalia packed, things they thought the girls might need.
Mr. Kozlov, will I ever have the chance to return to Utranyaya?
When we move forward, Chapter 8. I'm liking the story. Isbeth is so good. Name Day is so good.
I ever have the chance to return to Utranyaya?
Kipperina is great, along with Windsong. Isbeth pushes the door open just in time to catch this scene. She lingers nearby, curious, watching the girl to receive her answer.
We can talk about that in the future. Of course, we will keep in touch. You and Voyager can pay us a visit whenever you like. The girl's called Voyager, madam. She's clever, quiet, doesn't eat much. You will take her in too, won't you?
Pointer doesn't object. She runs a brief analysis and concludes that the company of a peer could help ease the pressures of Kipperina's training. After listening carefully, Mr. Kozlov pats Kipperina's shoulder.
I always hoped you would settle down and live a comfortable life. Promise me you'll do your best, Alia.
Yes, Mr. Kozlov.
Oh, you finally reached an agreement. Cool. Looks like I won't have to do any more explaining. If you're saying goodbye soon, maybe you ought to consider bringing her a party gift. She looks like she could use one.
Yeah, something to remind her of home.
Name Day picks up the thread without missing a beat. Windsong steps forward just in time, joining Kipperina's side, and Isabeth trails off.
Or maybe you can offer a few words of encouragement? What do you say?
Mr. Kozlov spies Kipperina rubbing the device in her hands with her pinky, the one Windsong had lent her earlier. He knows her well enough to understand the meaning. Nervous. He has no idea about the device's exact value, but he's certain it's not something you'd easily find in a circus.
Right, a gift. I'll need some time to prepare it. Let's make a deal, shall we? You'll get your gift next time you pay a visit to the Otrania. That way, you'll keep us in mind and come home again one day. I was worried you might not want to travel such a long way for us.
I feel, Mr. Kozlov. I'll find my way back to Utrnaya even if you've moved to the other end of the world.
She struggles to lift the parcel Mr. Kozlov gave her. Name Day quickly steps in to assist her in placing it on the table. Time flies. The thought pops into Mr. Kozlov's head, but when what he says out loud has nothing to do with it.
That's my girl. Remember what I said? Do the best that you can, and have no regrets. Natalia and I don't have to worry about you, do we?
No. I'll give my best performance here, like I always did with Utrnaya.
Almost like she's trying to convince herself, she nods twice in a row and makes a solemn promise in her most serious tone. A question rises up in her, just below the surface. How can she be sure? She chooses not to ask. One and two are so similar. I made a mistake there. Quick line out. Let's do the ultimate team again. Not that it matters. Oh, and let's do it with... No, it's with Lepera. There's Recoleta. And I do love you for this.
Show me what you got.
You seriously think some no-name circus performer can pull off something this important? I know they have their reasons to doubt, but like it or not, this is my job now. Alright. You'll get one. You'll get another. And you'll get her. Oh, 4. Oh, because that's a special one. And this one. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's enough to take them out.
Even for a great.
2 ultimates from Melania.
I'm with the Noah. Even for a great.
About 50k each.
Cosmología, filosofía clásica. Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
Okay, a little bit left. Finish him off.
Más allá del
Buff,
el camino a Plum. Nuestro aliado es la verdad.
Alright, didn't even last that long. I should stop dwelling on what they said. The only thing that matters now is living up to the trust and expectations placed on me.
Whew, that went smooth.
Exactly.
June 1987, Lisette's Cosmodrome.
How do you feel? Intense nausea is common for the first few months of zero-G training.
I think I'm fine. You're very kind to ask, ma'am.
Her first training session was rough and more than a little messy, causing her to throw up. Pointer helped her to the infirmary. Once she could breathe again, she stammered out a request, just like the one she made today.
I'm ready for more.
You're at this again? Elizabeth already checked your vitals and arcane skill test reports. Her conclusion was clear. You need to rest and recover before we begin again. If you push yourself too hard and become too sick to perform the mission, that won't help us either.
But I can do more. All I need is a bit more training. I need to perform flawlessly.
We don't need flawless, not at the cost of your health. We need satisfies all requirements, nothing more.
She adjusts her tone, searching her mind for something that might qualify as comfort or encouragement.
You're already doing better than we anticipated.
She fears the words come out too flat, but Kiparina shakes her head sincerely.
Thank you. But I still haven't memorized the flight procedures, and I'm still struggling with my arcane skill. Maybe I can ask Miss Vinsong to give me another ley lines lesson. That's not pushing myself, is it?
That's acceptable. But you will ensure you get a minimum of 8 hours of sleep every day.
Pointer gives in. She too had once been hell-bent on proving herself.
And promise me you'll eat well and never skip meals.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Isabeth said there would be a team-building dinner tonight. I'll attend it and train for another half an hour after we come back.
No, that's not what I meant.
There are a few tasks more difficult than instructing a child who is too mature for her own good.
Anyway, go change. We'll go together.
Of all the restaurants in Mirny, this is the one that does the best business, thanks in no small part to Isabeth. With all those mouths to feed, food has always been a vital part of her lifestyle, one that she is only too eager to share with her team. Plus, the tables here are big enough for everyone in their group to have a seat.
We sat here when we first met, no?
I think so. This table seems a bit too small now.
Well, there's strength in numbers.
Yet everything now depends on our brave astronaut. How's your arcane skill training?
Not bad, I guess. Miss Vinsong is a wise teacher.
Winsong not beating the allegations of being an absolute giant, man.
I'm glad I've learned something from my experience with Vila. I hope you'll get to know her one day.
You'll have plenty of time to make friends once you return from your mission.
Looking forward to it. But first I have to go back to the circus. I think Mr. Kozlov will have my gift prepared by then. I'm sure he will. Though he didn't come to see me and Voyager this week.
He has a whole circus to run, and you're busy with training. It's hard to find a good time when you are both free. Perhaps he didn't want to make you homesick, but I'm sure he misses you a lot. Mirny isn't far from here. You should go back and visit sometime. No one will blame you if you take a break for a few hours.
I am able to drive you to town, if you need. Just submit your schedule 2 days in advance. I will set some time aside for a short trip.
Thank you. But I think it will have to wait until the project's over. Mr. Kozlov said I would always be able to visit him in the future. Besides, he needs time to prepare the gift.
Not everyone is interested in the still distant future. Kiparina's friend, at least, is more focused on what's right in front of her. She taps the edge of the small vessel, smiling at the crisp metallic sound it makes.
Don't do that. The echo from that sound makes me dizzy.
She pulls her hand back and watches until confirming the little creature is friendly. Then she reaches out again, trying to figure out how to get along with it.
Voyager, don't get distracted. They've almost finished the food.
Name Day swaps the food around the table, pushing two still full plates to the middle. Cold scales press against Kiparina's wrist.
Feel like a drink? Here, we've got some hot milk or warm apple cider. Pick one.
Dragging a cup behind it, the snake leaves splotches of spilled milk all across the table.
Milk will be fine. Thank you.
Kiparina passes another cup to Voyager. She mimics the others by lifting the cup, first in both hands, then just one.
Let's have a toast, friends, to our new team. Though no one knows for sure whether our project will succeed or is doomed to fail catastrophically, together we're working towards the future. Cheers!
A friendly signal. a quiet promise of unity. A turning point in any story or relationship, from a stranger to a colleague, and eventually, friend and comrade. Cheers! Kampai!
Having said that, the odds are in our favor. Even though Laplace is no longer in its prime, it still has the best technology and the finest scientists.
The finest scientists? You mean us? I couldn't agree more. I've always believed that perseverance is the most basic fundamental quality that any researcher should possess.
Perseverance. There's only one thing that I think we should persevere with. Our efforts to return to the future.
Didn't know you Laplace researchers missed the good old days so much.
Laugh if you want, but you can't deny that our era was better than this one.
Aw. Kiparina keens her ears in, trying to catch each word. The room is warm, and the conversation at their table easy and relaxed. The question she's been keeping down finally bubbles out of her mouth.
What was the future like? I've read through the manual for temporary employees. The data we're going to collect may help people get back the things that they lost, right? From the futures that you've been to. What's Leningrad like in 1999? Were there any circus shows in your era? Does that mean everything was better than it is now? I have trouble imagining it. Were there sweets for everyone, and stores that never ran out of food?
Oh, man!
Things were much better then. Well, except for the study of ley lines. It was still struggling as a scientific pursuit, especially when it came to attracting new students. Though even now, its only student seems to lack much interest in it.
That's not true. Sorry. I'm just having difficulty focusing on it with all the other demands on my time.
She's joking,
It's okay.
Kiparina.
Miss Winsong was only making a joke, at the expense of her very overworked student. It's true, things were nicer in the future. I do miss the sweets, and that the shops were never empty.
Every witness seems to offer the same promise. It's worth it. Life should move forward, not stay stuck in the past.
Amazing. I'm sure we'll make it back one day.
This time, she raises her cup first, to the brightest future. About the perfect moment to speak in defense of me. Chapter 9, Two Former Strangers. If this is a reference to anything? (1987) Lissette's Cosmodrome. 3 months before the storm.
Cut. And just so we're clear, everything went well as usual. The video in this disc, to put it simply, is too much for anyone to handle. Guess what it's used for? Go on, give me the most ridiculous answer you can think of. A little tip. Think like a modern person. The development of technology allows us to save a lot of things as digital data nowadays. Yes, it's a last record. A video is much more convenient than sitting down with a pen.
She places the data card on the table. It immediately draws in all eyes.
Data secured. Pointer, do you want me to add your part to the video now? Or maybe later?
Preferably never. This whole last record thing is your passion. Besides, I know nothing about material sciences.
But you spent so much time transcoding the incantation. You simply must show up in my video. Please, I insist. We're a team. We shouldn't miss anyone's perspective, no?
Yes.
Even for her, long hours can wear things down. There's a trace of fatigue in her otherwise calm reply, a lag in her response.
Super. Then let's take a look at our work so far and learn from our mistakes. Well, my mistake. Pointer and I had been working on the teleport disc at the Placid's Cosmodrome. More specifically, our interim mission was to determine how to transport supplies to space stations and spacecraft using teleport incantations. The ultimate goal being to achieve stable, safe, and long-distance teleportation to outer space viable for living organisms. The project had been going smoothly until we received some bad news. Due to a policy change at Laplace, most projects in Placid were being suspended. Fortunately, the news was followed by a small amount of good. Madame Lucy said if we could send a monitor to space to collect data when the storm arrived, we'd be allowed to continue with our project. It was a vital opportunity to make our contribution to deciphering the storm. There were only 3 major issues to solve: manpower, energy supply, and determination. As you can see, the first 2 issues have been solved by our new members. Thank you all for your help.
Alright, so there's Voyager. There's Kipperina with the little device she got from Windsong. And there's Name Day. That's Hisabeth. And I think that's Pointer. And there's the Salamander. And I guess Windsong isn't actually part of the team.
Especially our brave little astronaut. The plan is now simple. She'll fly into space, reach the required altitude, launch the monitor, and zero in on the correct coordinates. And then she'll contact ground control to come home. Her arcane skill will protect her from any possible danger caused by pressure or heat in the vacuum of space. Then finally, she will activate the teleport disc, and we will activate our receiver on the ground. Ta-da! Everyone will arrive in Laplace's Arctic branch safe and sound to acclaim and accolades from all around the scientific world. Well, that's a simple framework of the plan. But we still have tons of minor problems to tackle first. Our top priority is improving the long-distance positioning accuracy of the teleport disc. We've already begun testing our latest prototypes.
What are the odds she has to come down in person?
Though the last test didn't end well. We're still searching for the cause of that particular catastrophic error. But we won't let it stop us. This was no more than an inevitable roadblock. A small accident on the way to technological progress.
Hisabeth, if we are going to have any chance of learning from our mistakes, we can't run away from our problems.
All right. That last test was a week ago. Same as the last time. Though we've made some improvements, we still need an intelligent creature to run the test. And I guess it'll be me again.
Are you sure? Considering the danger and your value to the project, I think you ought to let me.
How can I ask anyone to try my invention if I wouldn't use it myself? Now, what are you waiting for? Get to the safe zone. Oh, and remember to secure the blast door.
Miss Kipperina asked about the test yesterday as she was feeding the fish. She said she's been able to control her power more now. You'd be much safer with her help. We're a team, right? We sink or swim together.
As the clock strikes the hour, a small figure peeks in through the door.
My training just finished. I hope I'm not late, Miss Elizabeth.
Well, we did have a pretty bad accident, but thanks to Kipperina's arcane skill, no one was too badly hurt. Windsong is one cool teacher, and that girl's a phenomenal student. The margin of error remained high, a significant problem for sure. But we'd learned our lesson after spending all that time recovering in the ward. That is, that we should prepare for the worst, so that those who survive will know what to do with, our legacy. Our last record matters, my friend.
Dude, I don't think that's what Pointer meant when she told us to learn from our mistakes.
Before Hisabeth can pinch its mouth shut, the little snake ducks back into her hair.
Again, I emphasize that safety must come first in the lab. It is my first and most important protocol. Windsong and I left for all of 10 minutes, and by the time we got back, each and every one of you ended up on death's door. And now I find out you've even petitioned for a postponed evacuation. This is getting ridiculous.
You know how tight the schedule is now that the storm emergency plan has been activated, don't you? The silver lining is that now we know that we have exactly 3 months. We can still optimize the procedure and improve the disc and...
Enough, Sylvie!
Pointer cuts her off. Her tone is serious.
Oh, come on, friends. Can we just calm down and discuss our schedule over dinner? I believe Miss Pointer was only trying to suggest a better plan.
I am. I suggest we stop all work on this project immediately.
Ouch. The young man is caught off balance, unable to find words to ease the tension in the room.
What? Why? The situation really isn't that dire.
Miss Hisabeth is right. We shouldn't be discouraged over one accident, Miss Pointer. The damage wasn't too severe.
Only 3 months left, yet our latest achievement was a total catastrophe. I know what you're all thinking. That the odds are still good, and it's more or less safe to continue. But all that is a weighted gamble. Nothing matters more than your lives.
She knows this all too well. This is not her first time making bold gambles.
Pointer, what do you think the odds are really?
Without diving into the calculations, it's around a 70% chance in theory. But my logic is screaming something else in my ear.
You don't have to take that risk, Pointer.
I know what I'm doing. Nothing's guaranteed in the world of science.
She closes her eyes, interrupting the playthrough of her memories.
The risk is too high. I can't allow it.
But it's like we always say, there's nothing guaranteed in the world of science. You never know before you take that fateful step.
Such a firm, matter-of-fact statement. It sounds exactly like something the old Pointer might have said.
My analysis points to a dangerous level of uncertainty in this project. The price of failure, even optimistically, could be much worse than a few days in recovery. There could be more permanent injuries. You could even...
The storm. Pointer scans the room. None of them have known failure, not yet, and they shouldn't have to.
You've seen how things, places, people just disappear in the storm. You need to stop this insanity before that happens to us. Don't you understand?
I really don't. Why should we stop?
She thinks for a moment, then a spark of inspiration flashes across her face.
No, you're right. We shouldn't pretend as if it's normal to risk our lives for this. At the end of the day, if we die, our research dies with us. But if something were to happen to the team, you would be the one to survive. That's why I want you to keep our records, to take down everything in case the worst happens. Here.
Pointer looks down at the data card. Machines are only capable of faithfully recording and playing data. They can interpret meaning. They certainly cannot understand the reckless choices of human beings. Those who come after might skim through the logs and learn how the team met, chose, collaborated, and parted ways. But what about everything outside the frame? The temperature of the lab, taste of a restaurant's signature dish, the hesitation she feels right now. No device can preserve those details. Only memory can. Some need to move forward. Others need to stay behind. She doesn't look up and never reaches for the disc. She's made up her mind.
I won't take it. And I won't submit this petition for you. I can't stand by and let you kill yourselves. I'm done. I quit.
Wow. Alright. Time for another bathroom. Oh. Battle. I'll do the battle first. Kiprina. I can't even see what she does. Yeah, I can. Loggerhead. Satsuki. Grimly named day. Shouldn't she show up here? Whatever. Let's go. I'll find out inside the battle.
I have all the essentials for writing poetry. You, me, and our opponent.
Alright, here's one of them. Close your eyes and try using your arcane skill to hit this robot. Don't worry, they were built exactly for this purpose. Mass buff. Rousing morale. Oh. On odd numbered rounds, including this one, I'm assuming. Gain 1 stack of unsparing.
Or maybe take a deep breath.
The show's on, hounds.
How does this one work? And this one deals additional damage on even rounds.
Más allá del concepto mundano del tiempo.
I got some trouble brewing.
Don't take a wrong step.
Time waits for no one, even for a great one.
A little under the previous
Time waits for
one.
no one, even for a great one.
About 10% less damage. Oh, and that one was more, so whatever.
Cosmología, filosofía clásica.
Oh boy.
El fundamento del mundo.
Alright, slide that over. Launch mass attack.
Hold your breath.
And 2 attacks
Handy.
from Melania.
Let me help, please.
Earn back a bunch of that.
A mice paw.
Whew.
An unconventional choice.
Next time, I should be able to do a little better. That's right, you all did well. I'll make sure Miss Winsong hears of the good news.
That's what it's all about. Life or death.
Alright, right now, be right back. says.
All the research I've done has been for one purpose: to make people's lives better.
There you are.
When Song didn't interpreting, whenever she runs into Pointer at the branch office, she always stops for a few words, often with updates on the aerospace team. Song takes a small bag out from her coat, nudging the conversation in a lighter direction.
I've got these youth left. Do you want to take them off my hands? Well, it's just that there's a few people here in with me that are responsible for choosing out some policies. I've been wondering just who it could have been. Don't you want some? Listen, everyone loves them.
On the day Pointer left the Placettes Cosmodrome, she handed out these seeds to everyone she passed. What was she thinking? Maybe she just wanted to break all ties to stop herself from turning back. She keeps this bag, saving it for the right moment.
Left than we thought. Now, where should I put these useless old files? I was thinking we could use them for crafting.
Maybe you can turn them into a knife or something. A knife would be more useful at this point. You know, to cut food or whatever.
Actually, that part there on the table will look better. It's all about the material. Metal makes a better edge than paper. Never quite understood why you did.
Winsong and Pointer scraps. It gets harder and sharper when heated. Give it a rub with your hands, and you can use it as a lever.
Their words trail off. They've been trying not to bring up Pointer's departure to pretend like everything is still just as it was.
The ritual still isn't stable enough. You need a specific location or area to set as a destination in advance. But first, you need a way to pinpoint the recognizable area. The formula should be...
Miss Winsong sent me a message. She said, don't forget to collect the monument.
Oh, she sent it to you too? Tell her I said thanks. No, that number doesn't look right.
I tried my best. But those are 10 minerals you were asking for. Upstairs have no help. I try to be able to fund a city supplier.
Then we'll carry on with that.
Sound from the corner of the room draws her attention. Voyager is stacking pieces of mineral shards into a wobbly tower. In the lamplight, the peak sparkles, strangely mesmerizing. Voyager nods with a vague but accepting gesture, and Hisabeth turns back to her, ready to refocus on the data. But the fragile silence is broken, and other words spill out. The little would-be astronaut walks over and stands beside Hisabeth. It's rare for her to approach so closely.
I have a question.
сразу хочу иметь среди. Умная молодая девушка. Неудивительно, что она быстро во всем разобралась.
But if I pay, I think he means what if I may? Because Kipperina is a smart young lady. It's hardly surprising that she'd be able to figure things out, don't you agree? Elizabeth looks down at her. The upturned face is young, and so very determined. Doesn't even know how long that question is sat in the pit of her chest. In her glass marble eyes, Elizabeth sees a brightness welling up. She doesn't know how to respond, but silence can be an answer too, and the girl understands. Has long understood that tears won't change anything. Overture is gone. Windsong has her own geological surveys. Everyone that's left seems to be looking to Hisabeth for answers. She tries to choose her words deliberately, but she has hardly ever been comforted. So she doesn't know how to comfort others.
I'm afraid there is still a great deal I cannot tell you until then. Many of the answers you're seeking are classified for employees only.
Pardon me, Miss Hisabeth, but given the danger of the mission we are expecting Kipperina to perform, I think she has the right to know what the storm is.
She hesitates, but at last nods again.
The choice is yours. I won't force you to do anything. Remember the day we first met in the restaurant? I said I would write you a recommendation. I was serious. I still am. In fact, it's already done. Winston has signed on to it too. And our foundation fund behind you is prepared to offer another guarantee, just in case. We will make a recommendation for your friend Voyager as well. But that's all we can do. I'm afraid we can't protect everything. Nor can we make this decision for you. Do you want to keep going?
The question isn't just for Kipperina. If they recover the data, if that data is any good, maybe someday no one will have to worry about the storm ever again. But what if they put their lives in jeopardy and gain nothing from it?
If you don't, you'll be allowed to return and accept what's to come. But if you join us, there's a chance to change things.
That is her answer. The only answer she needs to keep going. Problems come by chance. If I can get through a good portion of it, then I can do the rest of it and finish up Phantom X. Silence has weight, like sand piling, layer on one's chest. Eventually it can suffocate. The sobs barely register. 2 or 3 snuffled out before they can burst. She speaks with clarity as if making a solemn vow.
It is the right thing to do. If you'll excuse me, I should return to my training. I'll see you later.
She is already on the move before the last word is spoken, leaving behind another layer of suffocating silence. It doesn't take long before someone else tries to wriggle out from the tube.
You need to double check the records.
They leave the room one after another. In the corner, Voyager seems entirely unsure what to do. Moments later, the last light-footed silhouette exits the room. The familiar gold glint rests at the far end of the hallway, her head lowered against the wall. Voyager tries to approach but hesitates, stopping mid-step. She looks around to make sure the hallway is empty, and lifts her violin onto her shoulder. The music strings and her voice twist together like a trembling thread, calling her friend to turn around. As she sees those flickering sparks, her voice falters. Then, in a heartbeat, Voyager resumes her usual appearance. Isabeth has the office to herself for once, but the progress she had hoped to come to her is still elusive. And yet, another failed calculation. She sets her pen down and reconsiders her goals.
These calculations need to be finished today. The teleport ritual requires the caster to recite the location. It could be understood as calibrating in a way. Let's continue with that thought. The destination must be preset, and the ritual capturing completion. But the further the distance, the harder it is to stay on target. If only there were enough chain reactions strong enough to make them
There has to be. It's only then that she notices the strangeness of the moment, which is abruptly broken by the arcane energy monitor as it lets out an ear-splitting alarm. A blinding light flashes across the entire screen, then cuts out. The instrument's detection radius is small, barely beyond the nearby hallway. She narrowly avoids a full-on collision in the doorway. Luckily, she catches herself using the gold shoulder. obvious that the concept is beyond Kipperina. She tilts her head expectantly.
Reaction would be so bright that it'd be trivial to locate even from an extreme distance.
I don't know much about space, but it sounds like the difference between finding a star in the sky and looking for a star. But then the universe is also very big. I imagine if you were looking for stars in the
Capturing the fleeting aura, she propels a new train of thought forward.
Like finding a dim bulb in a string of Christmas lights.
Isabeth places her hands on Kipperina's shoulder and makes a promise.
If that's the case, I can adjust the portion of runium in order to focus the disc precisely on facets. If this works out, then I guarantee you will arrive home safe and sound.
2 months before the storm.
Understood. Take care.
She ends the car and waves at the silhouette walking her way.
What are you up to? I've been communicating with the garrison.
Though I'm hoping to stick around for my little apprentice. She said she'll only give us her decision on joining the class once she's back from her ship. I can't wait to hear the good news. Do you expect to send me more support?
My consent.
Deftly shifts the topic to the conspicuous glass tank in front of her.
Two of our busiest bees working together in a perfect plan.
Pointer has no idea why Ulrich looks even worse. His expression is, as ever, nigh unreadable, so she simply nods to him.
Then what is this humanitarian vacation of yours over? Someone just installing a little phone to watch something fun?
Something fun meaning to Mrs. Party. From going, from nothing.
No, not that. I told you about it before. It's a big cardboard guest experience.
Oh, yes, that. The word of it is already spreading to HQ and all the other branches.
And Windsong to watch as her figure passes into the hall and away. Several minutes pass, then Windsong gasps.
William, I forgot my badge, and Pointer's gone. How am I supposed to get back to the lab? Sorry, Ollie. Do you mind walking me back? By the way,
Simulation room. We're just gonna go with this team again. Matching the team to the element doesn't matter that much at all, and they have a ton of damage to just unload in the beginning.
The show's on, Count.
Time waits for no, even for a great. Even for a great.
This likely has enough power to beat them. Perhaps even the stars in the cosmos have learned songs to sing to. 2 months before the storm, 1987 cassettes Cosmic Boom. There's not much difference in the lab today, even though the others had tried to tidy up the clutter. Any attempts at organization are doomed to fail here. Isabeth pushes the last stack of files to the corner of the table, then steps back to survey her work. Isabeth's tone is formal, far more serious than she is known for in any other situation. Kipper in his back straightens.
Take the others behind the glass door. I'll use my arcane spell to protect the field as much as I can. In order to maintain communication, we'll need to stay behind that door, or else the signal will be disrupted. But with my arcane spell,
gives her a gentle push on the shoulder, nudging her back. The automatic door begins to close, but she doesn't finish her sentence before the door shut completely. She reads the words on the ID, smiling smugly for confirmation. Before activating the disc, she hangs the unexpected find around her neck.
I'll just have to surprise her with it later.
In the empty meeting room, Ulrich and Winsong take up space on opposite sides of the door. No one feels like sitting at the uncomfortable conference table without a good reason. Ulrich shrugs, about to continue the conversation by mentioning a neat bit of tech he's recently looked into, when a strange but familiar voice cuts in.
Yes, I found the room. Thank you.
Ulrich's voice modulator stutters for a moment before finally spitting out the name.
Is that Adler?
Mr. Ludwig?
Oh, she calls him Mr. Ludwig. Winsong looks stunned. Ulrich, clearly confused, flashes a giant exclamation point. The raven perched on the monitor's head tilts its own head in curiosity.
I'm glad to see you're so devoted to our research, and I thank you for your hard work. I'm here to deliver the storm monitor on behalf of Madame Lucy. Given our lack of resources and time, we were forced to modify an existing device to perform as our monitor. It was originally a robotic assistant, something to set daily schedules and work reminders. You already noticed Adler's voice. It's synthetic, of course. His colleagues originally developed this machine for him as a humanitarian gesture. It was trained to mimic his voice, an attempt to keep him social. It ultimately proved ineffective in that role, so now it will serve as our monitor.
I understand. Given the circumstances, recycling resources is wise. Though I struggle to see how a robotic assistant could be a humanitarian gesture.
Your appreciation is noted, and I suppose you might. In fact, this vacation Madame Lucy sent you on to Cossacks is a kind of humanitarian gesture on her part. Perhaps she hopes you'll gain a deeper understanding of her.
The Raven, pleased with the silence, offers no further input. Winsong taps a few times on the monitor and smiles at her new discovery.
Mind if I take a closer look? Wow, there are a lot of voice cuts programmed into this thing. How to temper steel. Madame Lucy's voice, I bet. And then what else is doing? We have the zero star? Oh, and this one too. Maximum fluffy company. Which would that be?
August?
Maybe they just put it in so fun.
Field report. I activated this, but it's not working. There must be an error in its incantation. Oh, the indicator is red. So then it must still be accumulating arcane energy. It may be calibrating its position within the ranges. But what about all this excess energy? I worry we might just transport units that have the object.
Load. I caught dibs on your fish.
She shakes the disc once or twice, but then when she stops, it continues to tremble. Violently. The entire office begins to rattle along with it. The fish in the eco-tank dart anxiously. Before the floor starts to ripple, the monitor scoots itself into the hallway for safety. Winsong slams her back against the wall to steady herself. Looking up, she sees Ulrich's glass tank vibrating, its contents scattering into tiny particles. Exclamation points everywhere. The sound of shattering glass immediately has Winsong turn to her colleague still safe, secure inside his cave. The noise appears to have come instead from a small fish tank falling and... The voices around her, whether in her headset or her ears, are garbled, twisted by the movement of space. Aside from the poor fish that were flowing from their stone tank, it isn't the worst entrance. The fish flopping on the floor begin to slow, except the one that has landed fortuitously in Ulrich's tank.
Poor fish. I attempted to turn my aquarium into fireproof ceramic to keep it safe, but it looks like it just made it easier to shatter. Wait!
Mention of her arcane skill triggers a panic. She glances down at the object she'd been handing to Winsong. It's heavier than it should be. This must be Laplace's first ID badge with a ceramic strap.
I forgot about this.
She blinks, letting the shimmer of her arcane skill fade. Ulrich is busy saving the poor fish swimming atop his head, dropping it back into the tank.
Congratulations, Miss Isabeth. Your results appear more than adequate. Indeed, you have exceeded my expectations.
Is that Stuffy off his talk for good job? Merci all the same.
Great.
So did you successfully murder the apprentice for the transfer safely?
More than a chance now. Though I'm afraid the adjustments we've made to the process will be impossible to replicate here.
The raven rolls toward them on its mechanical perch. The cheers in Hisabeth's headset reach her before she's finished processing All eyes fall on the thin sheet of paper held together with tape and barely legible.
At least I learned something from it. Don't teleport paper products without a protective sheet.
We seem so close to success. I hope you can. I need to thank my best for our lunch.
Voyager taps Kiparina on the shoulder, doing her best to express her opinion. Kiparina holds her stare on the pondering researcher, expectantly seeking her input.
Plans? Yes, that we do. I need to train you to use the monitor. You will have to confirm the final coordinates on the disk and be able to perform the final safety checks before launching. Oh, I think it may be necessary to implement a particular procedure that Ludwig mentioned, a humanitarian vacation.
Chapter 13, For Spring and Wherever Spring Stays. Plesetsk, Muni, whatever the name, were towns surrounding the cosmic realm, were more or less the same. They were built to support the nearby research facilities and fell silent along with them. A single snowflake goes unnoticed in the vast white, melting into hot breath.
Leave them
which one should we move, and you take care of it. We'll get our own jobs to do.
The young soldier bends down ahead of Pointer, loading the boxes into the truck one by one at his feet. Pointer checks the list in her hands and gives them out. Correct quantity. The second to last batch of supplies is now loaded. The engine roars to life, sending up a small flurry of snow from its undercarriage. The truck disappears down the slush-covered road carved through the snow. Pointer heads in the opposite direction further into the town. She tosses a pebble towards the pit. It vanishes into the dark.
We've recruited a big team from crossing the Foundation and worked out the kinks of the teleport disk. We can just manage to collect some useful data. Our future could be brighter than any aurora.
I hate to be negative in a time like this, but this is still a big gamble.
But we won't beg to wait. Didn't you join us to bring about a better future? Just think. Our achievements on this project could pave the way for promotion or at least transfer.
Don't try to back me up with promotion, though. Anyway, it's bad luck to talk like that waiting for a mission. Worse than bad luck is cliche. Everyone's coming together to do great deeds, risking mortal peril for the good of humanity. Now, just before the climax, we'll start talking about their motivations and backstories. All to give the story a twist. When someone fights it in the last act, and then the whole gang is haunted by their last moments of peace together.
Oh, there's a theory about that. What is it called then? Right. Content entanglement.
What? Are they bringing that in?
There's a book called E.G. that has a similar idea. That the things we do are mirrored in far places.
What? Are they really bringing quantum entanglement? After turning several near-identical corners, Pointer reaches her destination. A small group of people is gathered by the roadside. The moment they spot her, their wind-chapped faces break into smiles. A little girl bundled in thick winter clothes hoists up her box of treasures to Pointer. Several tall potted sunflowers.
Miss, but
Getting hard to find food.
seem, I guess. The townspeople around her chime in, and the glow beams even brighter, holding the box tight in her arms. She wants to tell them to save their space and energy for more important supplies. The seeds were a gift from Windsong, likely altered through an arcane skill, perhaps already adapted to grow permafrost. But at this moment, it doesn't seem right to judge leaf flowers with her meaning for others. Watching the golden hue of the sunflowers fade into the distance, Pointer steps back onto the street. She will check on the vehicle she parked earlier, take one final patrol, and then leave without looking back. Yet, Mirny is, in fact, just large enough for chance encounters to still occur. The glint of a Laplace uniform blends into the snow, and she squints until she recognizes the waving figure. Nothing like she expected. Her voice rises in shock. He aims to pat her shoulder, but considering her mechanical components, she lowers his hand halfway. She once hoped that Ludwig would shut down this absurd plan, a mission with far greater odds of failure than achieving any meaningful goal. But she should have known better. Their class is filled with the most stubborn people imaginable. They would never give up, no matter how many obstacles stand in their way. The storm is coming. What else is left for her to do? Pointer looks in the direction of the Cosmodrome. The building's obscured by a swirling sheet of white.
Mount Country is like a brainstorm. The Yellow River is like a bat. And all these things are but dust. In other words, maybe the reason why we are here is only a complete coincidence.
Hold it. Let's just get back to the topic at hand. It's not an allergic to bitch. I'm going to hear the rest. What do you think that we do? No way. I think I'd rather take a chance on that loser backstory cliche. How about you start us off?
The little snakes tilt their heads in unison. Every eye lands inquisitively on name day. He almost wishes for a petrification spell to hit himself.
Sure, what do you want to know? Are you curious about why I chose our loose yet ambitious team?
Loose yet ambitious. That's a good description. You brought it up. Now spit it out. And make it simple.
Maybe I shouldn't have oversold it. I just think you have a good point. What if this works? What if we do this and it changes the world? And I could be a part of that. It's a tempting thought, don't you think? I just don't want to see another place I hold dear lost to the storm.
So you mean it works in your hometown?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Isn't your homeland still here in the Zelda?
More often than not, Kikarina chooses to listen and wait. She seldom inserts herself into conversations.
Have you just accepted the fact that it will disappear? Again?
He shakes his head.
My home isn't in this yet. Maybe the names are the same. Same old familiar buildings, but nothing that matters. What's gone is gone. Don't feel bad for me, though. Now I have my own portable hometown.
He raises his finger and taps the little ornament dangling on his ear.
Hey, I always figure you kept that around in case you needed some quick cash. You know, like those pirates that have coin earrings.
Oh, no, my brother said he was curious. It's meant to be for the last living child of heirloom of sorts. If I lost it, I think my family would be full of crazy coins. Still, if I was in that
Family. The word stirs emotions in others listening. Kipperina lowers her head, trying to hide her expression. She points to the ground, doing her best to respond with the words she's learned, even if the meaning is slightly off. She knows this word, but until now, she only used it to describe Kipperina. For Kipperina, it's a word that breaks down barriers and opens doors.
My life. I know I must accept it.
Another long silence. Everyone standing here has a reason to keep going. Reason strong enough to chase the observer. In other words, no one here knows the real answer. Second shot of the ultimate paired up with Recoleta.
Idealismo, vuelos de fantasía, mis aliados la verdad. That's what it's all about. One object battle and victory.
The hardest person to convince is often yourself. Sensing Kipperina's disappointment, Name D finally speaks up. Blunt reply causes everybody's tongues.
When I heard about my parents' death, I was just stepping on the bus.
Elizabeth crying seems almost impossible to imagine. She cuts off the thought before it turns into
class office band. They give them out by the boxload. But back home, when I broke something, my parents would tease me for being careless. And then we would find a new one together. You can't really accept a thing like this. The only thing you can do is put your pain aside and find something to do with it. Even if it's just thinking about you, just talk about it and
the little astronaut not Solomon. She's right. Namday swallows the words he had meant to lightly. He's heard enough of them before. He's even asked himself the same.
Are you going home, Mr. Raccoon?
Mr. Raccoon!
I'm heading out for a mission.
Vila said it's a time that you're familiar with. But that you didn't have a plan on going back. I know Vila had another home before she moved to the ocean. You must have one too. What is it like? Does it snow there?
Yes, it's not good. So much that it makes you sad and covered up your footprints as soon as you walk past. When the folk off buildings, my sister and I would go
Oh,
and
does
kiss
he
the
have a
bulls.
ponytail? Man, that's long. I didn't notice it before. Legend has it that the girls who drown become like herself. He asked Vila once, and she confirmed it was only me. Most stories are like that, heavily embellished and retold. To hold the boy's drifting thoughts on Rain and his own memories, he squats down until his head is level with the sunflower.
But it's all good. No, nothing will happen. Even if I went back to that visit back on the map, it wouldn't be
Another patch of land whose story was lost to the storm, remembered only by the few lucky enough to live there. He tries to pull the topic back before it hears someone neither of them can handle. That is why we must stay alive. Then think will work out someday. Stay alive. That is the most important thing. Keep going. Follow the route I told you. Never look back.
Being certified as capable for an independent field mission means your official Foundation member. Congrats, man. Most people here use names. So tell us please. Just make sure you take a good one. Nothing you could change.
Thank you, Kevin. His real name was Dean. The day where he left home came close to another date soon to be celebrated. That's it. He hands over his application form.
Alright, no problem. The storm has made everyone's life complicated. The Foundation is always in need of more manpower. We need a honest men like you, even more. Welcome to the Camp Fire Foundation.
A name means existence. What is hard to accept? Knowing that your city can't be found on any map, or that the city still shares its name but has changed entirely. He's tried to. But his arcane skill doesn't work on living beings. That fleeting glow he remembers is probably just an illusion.
It's okay. Vila said as long as we pay attention in class and keep learning, we will be able to rebuild Reashki in the future. We will rebuild it as long as each and every comrade keeps that goal in their mind. That we'll never forget.
The sunflower tilts its head. The boy mimics it, then he pats his friend's shoulder, offering a little encouragement. You can do it, Comrade Raccoon. Thank you very, very much, Combat August. It follows its own patterns, constant and resplendent, without the need for names. When they finally got their aurora, nothing in nature is made for humanity.
Come here, Alia. You can have the best seat.
I think for now, I prefer to be called Kibarina.
She mutters something under her breath, but still finds her sitting in the offered spot.
Alia, you will get an aurora like this every night. You need those charged particles up there to your atmosphere. Let's keep it here for a vacation. It can be more than a thing. You do need this though.
She finds a more suitable rock to sit on and brushes the dust off the stones beside her from Kibarina and Voyager.
Very calm. Walking in space is definitely going to be easier than walking the tightrope. There's no absolute direction up here. Although gravity depends on the reference you choose. In short, there's no falling back.
Kibarina nods seriously.
The day after tomorrow, I think that drifting above the earth to the stars. I think it
Whether for nerves or the night wind, she shivers. Isabel opens her arms wide and goes into her heart. This is the first time their little team has sat together without division on their minds, chatting instead about past lives and faraway memories. She realizes the sleepiness sneaks up on Kibarina. She stands to shake off her sudden drowsiness. Isabel rises with her. She tilts her head just enough to catch the dizzy little sleep and nudge it back onto her shoulder.
It's not so dreamy though. I just want to know the answers. Where do we come from and how things will end? What, not convincing enough? Perhaps you mean something in God? Way back then, before all this, Quentin and I were being driven off by work. We would walk out here and there was something she would say to me.
She narrows her eyes, watching the shifting curtains of light with interest. High-energy solar particles shaped by Earth's magnetic field dance across the sky in colors visible to the naked eye. Listen closely, might even hear the faint crackle. After a small shake of her head, she regains her usual casual tone. The aurora, hanging high above the sky, shines down on the people below. Brilliant beams fall, burning the edge between snow and sky and softening every expression to something beautiful. Isabel's voice feels like it's coming from far away.
If tomorrow was the last day of your life, what would you do?
Barry. Oh, Barry's doing that. He's kind of slowly.